Woodward? We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Fired up!
Y'all got Kool-Aid.
I'm fired up! But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my wiener. Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm. Because it's time to Wake Up Woodward.
Hey, what up, dope people? Welcome to Wake Up Woodward. Hope you guys have had at least some good part of your day so far. And Wake Up Woodward, I know for certain, is going to be one of those best parts. So
It's 8 o'clock.
Choosing to kick off your day with the Woo Crew. It is 8 o'clock. Now, you know what? Shout out to Flannel Sam, 5th member of the squad, the starting 5, the vet. He will be on big energy, and then what, with this the rest of the week?
I don't know. I'm fist pumping.
Something like that.
Is this Justin? Do you put this music on the board?
Yeah, of course I did.
You can't even hear what's on right now.
No, I don't have my headphones on, but I know it's CDM because you're asking me the question.
Yep.
Hey, welcome back, and shout out to that dude, Justin, man.
Yo!
You didn't get lost in the forest.
No, I did not, and I am so happy to be here, back with the crew. I feel so welcome back, and I'm refreshed, and I'm ready to go and talk some hockey.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Justin, you missed that whole Red Wing segment yesterday. Showing off the chops.
I'm gonna have to go take a peek at that later in the.
I don't know if you
later
want
in
to.
the- Oh, oh boy.
I need you to grade
We'll
on a
have to do
scale
that
from
one.
A to F, but tell Seth Walters from ESPN to F off.
I can do that. F
guys
off,
see him?
Seth Walters.
Yeah, we'll talk about it if we get to the Lions today. Seth Walters, so analytics writer for ESPN, he was on Armani and Edwards yesterday, just spewing BS.
Man.
Spewing?
Spewing.
Let's
He was the one who
franchise.
gave the Lions a C grade for their offseason. You know, 5 teams lower than that in the whole entire NFL.
He also suggested we should franchise golf 3 times.
3 times, not 1, not 2, but 3.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, it's one of those mornings. I think it's happening. It's
Spicy
happening.
Broder.
Go ahead and continue the intros.
Shout out to our elite booth. We got in the sound booth Detroit's #1 draft pick. That is KG, a.k.a. Black Hollywood. What up, though, bro?
What's good, man? That hockey game was good as hell last night, man. Mad the Oilers didn't win, but what a game, man.
What a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe we had 2 people that I can remember who picked the Panthers. One who picked the Panthers. Actually, what score did you get? Kool-Aid picked the Panthers, and Dante151 not only picked the Panthers, picked them to win 2-1.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In overtime,
I
or
had the
double
Panthers,
overtime,
too.
but he picked 2-1, so I'm counting it.
Yeah.
Dante151.
Dante.
I'm going to super chat you right now with my voice.
That's my voice.
Yeah.
My voice.
It's a Tuesday. So shout out to Woodward Sports' MVP in the Diddy booth. That is JBSMOOOOV.
Double D's.
Double D's. It's about to be a show.
Oh, it's about to be a good show, man. Shout out to the Panthers last night. They got it done. They closed it out in Game 7. What more can I say? Hey, Edmonton just ran out of gas. I don't know, but it was still a good showing.
Such a good showing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait to what we're going to talk about in the second segment, but I watched it from start to finish. Connor McDavid's incredible.
Yeah.
Florida played incredible. Bobrovsky.
Yeah, Bob was getting it in and goal, man.
Should have won the Conn Smythe.
There's
Yeah.
something about being named Bob in the playoffs. Just big things happen.
Right?
Hate it.
What up, though, Bob?
What up, dope Bob?
Hey,
Yeah, B.O.B.
Bob or Robert?
Up here on the desk, it's our credential Tigers and Lions reporter and writer, Matthew Broder.
What's up, chat?
Hey, and it's your credential Detroit Pistons
What's
writer
up?
and reporter. And you know what?
What?
Before I have you tell the people what we're going to be talking about today,
Okay.
we got to tell the people to satisfy that like button.
Satisfied.
You know what I'm saying?
Hit it from the back. Hit it.
There we go.
Hey. Everybody in the spot tonight.
Getting tipsy.
Free
Hit that
drinks
like
till 1
button so
a.m.
I know you up.
From your head down to your toes.
We going crazy.
Yeah.
We need to get like a
Smash that
little
like
candle
button,
lit or Can you make a back wall graphic with like
You know
some
what, with a little
lighters,
candle or something, lighters.
or some
Hold on their cell phone.
rose petals in a bathtub?
Oh, you on some freaky time,
Oh,
huh? Brother on that
Freaky
freaky
ass
time.
boy,
Like-
you 69 guy.
You know those rooms that have the bed and the spa in the same room.
Same room.
You know what?
Same room.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
We do. We got to treat this like button a little bit better.
We do.
We do. Like KG always says, we got to do it right.
Yeah, be good to her, man.
Yeah, the opposite
Be
of
gentle.
Isaiah Bugs.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Don't be Isaiah
Alrighty.
Bugs and treat that like button good.
Alrighty.
yeah.
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 Well, starting off hot, everybody. Starting off hot.
You want to tell the people what we are talking about today?
I do. We're going to get into the NHL, the Stanley Cup Finals yesterday. We're talking NHL. A little bit of Red Wings also in the next segment. Tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, we're going to be talking more NHL draft with Justin and Flannel and some of our puck knowers.
There you go.
I think there's another phrase to it, too.
Puckhead?
Yeah.
Puckheads?
Puckheads. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Puckheads.
Yeah.
Puck faces. How about that? We're going to have a little chat.
Faces.
We're going to get the conversation started because I want to have a part 2 with Flannel tomorrow. But Riley Greene, should he be an all-star? ... Pause, question mark.
Maybe.
And then we're going to talk just for a split second about the game last night.
Do we have to?
No, we don't, because we can talk about tonight's game, which I'm so excited about. We do a little breakdown of the little Southpaw showdown happening, an epic pitching matchup tonight. If you're a baseball fan, if you're a fan of pitching, tonight's a game you want to key in.
Yeah.
Second half of the show, we're getting into our top 5 at 5 for the Pistons. We're going to have a lot of NBA, a lot of Pistons talk. The entire second segment, ZACCHARIE, RISACHER, number 2. We already gave that away, so I didn't
Nah,
just
it's all
ruin the
good.
tease. Yeah,
No,
ZACCHARIE,
yeah, they see
RISACHER.
the big board.
I like this player. And there's some Lion stuff if we need to get to it at the end. But I have a feeling we're going to be talking Pistons for most of the second half. So
And
that's
you know
it,
what?
dog.
I love the chat, man. Chat family, as always, you guys are one of the most important
Yeah,
parts,
shout out to
really
chat.
The most important
The best.
part
They've
of this show.
They have made me feel so welcome and so full back this morning, and I appreciate them so much. So much positive love in chat. Shout out to you guys. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey,
And
Corey
the away
Schlesinger.
fan, I'll give you some time to go back and change your comment or make a new one. He said, finally, hockey gets some love. Did you not see BRODER
Man,
and
come on.
KG
Man,
yesterday?
come on. Man, come on. Don't do
Broke
that,
down
Kool-Aid.
that whole press
Come
conference.
on.
Don't do
And
that,
you know what? It
Kool-Aid.
started on time,
Don't
too.
do that. we lit through that shit yesterday. We need to adjust it in here, man.
They tried.
So I did hint a little bit at Seth Walters giving the Lions a C offseason grade, the 6th worst offseason grade in the NFL. And that was largely due to Jared Goff's contract. Literally, he said it'd be an A- if not for the Jared Goff contract. Doesn't make any sense.
Sound like
And
a
I'm
hater to me.
Big time, big time. But I'm not going to spend this whole time hating on Seth Walter. I just wish he knew what was about to happen before he put that out.
Stuff
Jared
like that,
Goff
come on.
is having himself an A+ offseason. You see, he tied the knot.
Yes.
He tied the knot. Jared Goff, Kristen Harper, they got married. They got married out in California. There have been pics of Amon-Ra St. Brown floating around. Some teammates of his. Look at this from TMZ Sports. Lions quarterback Jared Goff and Kristen Harper getting married in intimate ceremony. That's the real queen of Detroit. Princess of Detroit, Sheila Hamp. Got to be queen of Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't want to disrespect Miss Sheila. But Kristen Harper, what an awesome addition to this city. It's awesome to see her just support her man support her. Love, guys. I love love. I just wanted to bring that up here at the beginning. But did you guys see JJ Redick's press conference?
I did not.
It was
You
spicy.
see it?
No.
It was straight up spicy BRODER.
It was.
Bro.
Guns blazing, huh?
We started to talk about it in our chat, and I didn't put a video in because it involves a pretty blatant curse word, which is why I loved it. Like, we're talking about one of the all-time historic franchises, the Lakers. And there was a reporter, JB, that had asked JJ, like, hey, how invested are you into disproving basically all the haters out there, all the people who are questioning? There's just constant talk. And he like gave a little bit of, basic analysis, and then he was like, I don't give a like for real, I don't really give a F of
It was
what
like
they're
that
talking about.
BRODER versus Stephen A energy.
Yes.
That's what it was for JJ Redick yesterday. And the confidence that he exudes, you know what? We know the intellect he has. We understand that he hasn't done a lot of coaching in his time after playing in the NBA, but so far, you gotta say it's so good, man. I think that he has the moxie to at least be able to carry himself well in that room as a very young head coach. But like he said at the end of that statement, it's about coaching those Lakers now.
Yes.
It's about winning those championships. It's about getting in that room and making sure you do the job.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I loved, I mean, I don't care that he cursed or whatever, but he was being himself. And that's sort of the one thing you worry, getting thrust into an important role. You're with LeBron, you're with the Lakers. Like, I didn't want fake buttoned up JJ just trying to, you know, I wanted it. The Dan Campbell version of JJ, the real JJ that we hear on podcasts, that we just hear talking hoops with LeBron.
Yeah, don't switch it up.
Yeah.
The players are looking at this.
Yeah, and so that's I commented in our chat, and JB and I started to converse about it. It was like I think, at the very least, I was like I think he's going to be successful because he's going to be able to connect with the players. Like we sort of disagreed on that, JB. Like you didn't read into it as much, but you sort of understand what I'm saying. Like
Yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying. It's just having that as your first press conference and you're just out there like, I understand the question that you're trying to ask me, but I don't care. I don't give two shits about, you know, your answer, or you shouldn't give two shits about my answer. I was like, I don't know how far this type of personality is going to go in the locker room and with around the league as well, too. 'Cause I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be a headline that says, LA Lakers star player punches coach.
Oh my God.
Or it could be during a game as well too. Opposing player or opposing coach punches JJ Redick. Like somewhere, some down the line, that's going to happen just off of the personality that he gives off. But I'm not discrediting his success that he will have, and eventually 2 to 3 years from now. Year one, I'm not expecting a whole lot out of this guy.
So JJ Redick is the new Jeff Van Gundy, you're saying?
Right.
Or Draymond Green, I don't know, whichever you want to put on there.
Dre.
And you know what? Maybe that confidence, that arrogance that he has, maybe it does rub some people the wrong way, especially if you come in with a sense of being a perfectionist. You know, even if you're showing your own warts as well, like as a new coach, you come in kind of with that confidence, with that sense of perfection out of everybody else that you're coaching. Hey, maybe JB's kind of all-out war type scenario happens.
Yeah, I encourage you guys to go see the clip. There's already like memes being made of it, of just that part of the response. It was great. But last layup line question to get warmed up here for you guys. And I'm going to go around. I'm going to start with you, KG.
All right.
So Braylon Edwards, legendary Michigan wide receiver, one of the greatest Michigan wide receiver of all time.
Of course.
I'll give him some more flowers here in a second.
Shout out, Bray.
He was on Second Act. The NFL has a podcast out, Roman Harper and Charles Peanut Tillman. They had Braylon Edwards as a guest about 10, 11 days ago. And one of the questions they asked him, they were like, Braylon, who's the most famous contact in your phone? So, guys, and I'm going to start with you, KG. Who do you think's the most famous contact in Braylon Edwards' phone? And I have the clip to show us after we guess. Chat, you guess too. Remember, tough. Braylon Edwards, Michigan wide receiver, New York Jets, Cleveland Browns, Niners, Seahawks, all the other things he does.
Connected to music and entertainment.
That's tough, man. The most famous, because I could go local, like probably Barry Sanders. You know, he got Barry's number in his phone. I don't know, man. If we talking like national, I don't know how many people he knows. He was in New York, for Christ's sake, for a period. He probably knows a lot of people.
Yeah, and I know he has Ben Wallace and a lot of those 04 guys in there.
Pretty famous.
I'm thinking it might be Tom Brady.
Oh, makes sense. That makes sense.
Jesus, JB, chat. I see Pat Caputo in there.
I need a
I think that was to this. Jay-Z, Jason, Obama, Freddie Felt, Jesus. Blink 182. Oh, no, Jonathan Anton. TB12, not Blink 182. Trick.
Blink 182.
I don't know. That's a tough question.
That's tough.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Come back to me.
Have you seen it, JB?
Oh, I'm going to go Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky.
Hey.
He played in New York for a little while.
Braylon likes hockey.
Hey, with the hockey, man.
Did you see the clip? Because I know I put it in Slack for you to play.
So I haven't played the clip at all, so I don't really know, but I'm just taking a shot in the dark. I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Yeah.
He probably has that, but I
he
think
didn't like Aaron at first.
Pardon?
He didn't like Aaron at first.
True.
Yeah.
But on Hard Knocks, what was it, last year?
Yeah.
They looked cordial.
he looked
they
chubby
like
up there,
all right.
He does have JBSMOOOOV's number, too, though.
Aaron Rodgers? Kirby Joseph.
Braylon Edwards?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a given.
I mean, I'm not famous,
keep
so
the word savior
you know.
out of this. JB
Smooth.
Smooth. No offense. I respect to all religions. Was I just going to say, no, this player is a football player. Played at Miami.
Okay.
JB, roll this clip.
Okay.
What I do want to know is who's the most, the biggest celebrity you have in your phone right now? Since you name dropped a little bit, who's probably the
What if he said my
the
name?
big celebrity you got in your phone?
Not a chance. Love you,
That
though,
phone,
bro.
The Rock.
The Rock.
Okay.
Woo!
The bad phone.
Okay.
The bad phone, The Rock.
Yeah, tell
Most
me about
folks
the
don't
bat
admit to the bat
Yeah.
phone no more.
Yeah.
I mean,
That phone,
come
The
here,
Rock.
dog.
Okay, what is the bat
Rock.
phone? Explain the
as
bat
soon as you said
phone.
Miami, I was like, it's The Rock.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I was trying to throw you off a little bit. You know, people nowadays know him as either a wrestler or a movie star with The Rock.
Yeah.
And
That's big
a
time.
bat phone.
I was like, you want to explain that?
You saw on the show sheet, I put hashtag culture. Talk to me. Bat phone.
So you
What
got,
is this? Bruce Wayne me.
You got me there.
Bruce
I don't
Wayne.
even know what the bat phone
I've
is.
never heard that
Yeah, I've
terminology.
never heard
I
that
like it, though.
terminology. Maybe it means like the burner phone or like just the extra phone that you got. I don't know.
I
Like the
got
number
you
you
on that
don't
one.
give out to anybody.
It's
Yes.
not your Bruce Wayne one. This
Hit him
your
with the
undercover
vocals,
phone.
JB.
Like you got
Undercover phone.
you got one phone for the hoes. You got your regular phone,
got
and then
two
maybe the bat phone is for all the celebrities, the
Mm.
celebrity contacts.
Mm.
It makes sense.
Do you guys want to say?
No, I was just agreeing with that as well too. That might be a good one as well. You got your personal phone, you got your business phone, and then you got the side piece phone.
He's just throwing in those sexy vocals. He's showing off that range.
This is, I'm seeing Rake and Freddie Felder saying that bat phone could be just his personal one. That doesn't go to like an assistant first.
Before we go to break, JB, we cut to my camera. A lot of people wanted to
Yeah.
see my jersey.
Woo!
You want to explain what that is?
Yeah, what the
Yeah. What is that?
So this is an Enzo jersey. He was my favorite DJ that I saw this weekend, and that's his logo in the middle of the triangle, and then it just has some like flowers and stuff on the bottom. It's cool stuff.
Pull up one more time.
Yeah.
Nah, bad.
Hey, very cool.
You always had these cool ass jerseys, man. I don't know where you get these from.
What'd you ask, JB? My headphone fell out.
I said you always got these cool ass jerseys, man. I don't know where you get these from.
They just sell them at the merch tent, and I buy them online.
Wild. Let's get to break. We got to talk NHL playoffs. JB, once we cut to break, Ryan's Reaction had a fantastic mailbag question in the chat. But let me tell you first how to work it out at Planet Fitness, because they are the home of the judgment-free zone, where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of it for just $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There are more than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. So head to Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Drive into summer and drive into savings during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest Memorial Day sale ever. We're stocked with new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs, all priced to move. Like this 2024 Silverado for only $217 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $199 a month. Find your freedom in a Feldman at the Memorial Day sale going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Hey, you dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, or other family law issues, Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham will have your back. They got 10 plus years of experience, and they're offered 24/7 availability to their clients. So scan the QR code above my head on the screen today, or call 248-971-0476. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you, and KDK will pay your filing fee. Check them out, KDK. They've got your back.
Hey, what up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward.
Wake up!
Let's rock.
Wake up out of your sleep.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Hey, one more time.
Wake up out of your sleep.
Let's rock. Let's rock. And we had the NHL Finals come to a close last night with the Panthers, a 2-1 win over the Oilers, spoiling their opportunity for a historic comeback in the finals.
I can't believe I don't know why I said I can't believe it. It was a really awesome game. I thought that the Oilers were going to make a comeback after it was Reinhart who scored that second goal in the second period. It just felt like there was going to be maybe one more back and forth, one more lead change, one more time for the Oilers to tie it up. I thought even at the end, despite how gassed that whole Oilers team was, McDavid and Draisaitl, they didn't have the juice at the end of the game. Connor McDavid, he got his hands on the pucks a decent amount in the last 4 minutes of the game, but just couldn't make anything of it. The Florida Panthers defense, it was pretty stifling in my amateur hockey knowledge opinion. But Bobrovsky, man, like you run into a hot goalie, and I don't even want to say he was hot because he struggled the last couple games, but he's been one of the best goalies in the league. Definitely the best this playoffs. We're going to talk in a minute about the Conn Smythe Trophy, but man, he was special again last night. There was nothing that the Oilers could do. Even Connor McDavid, a good goalie, just completely neutralized their offense. And to see him hoist the Stanley Cup at the end of the game, and we'll go around and you guys can say what you want about the Stanley Cup. But one question I want to ask you, is that the best celebration, the best ceremony, post-championship ceremony in sports? Because it gave me goosebumps, man. Every time I see it, it gives me goosebumps.
I think it is. I'm not even just being a hockey elitist, as people have called me. That celebration, the way that the whole team is involved, and it's so, like, they don't leave the ice celebrating until everyone touches the cup. And all the fans are going crazy. It's the hardest trophy to win in sports.
It goes to the captain. The captain, there's like a pecking order.
Yeah.
It's not just the assistant captain. It's, who they think. The third guy they handed it off to, I'm blanking on his name, but he was acquired in a trade.
Yeah.
But, like, what that means of how much respect he's earned in just a couple months, like, it was so cool.
They all have the greatest respect for anyone who's been in the league for a long time and never won a cup. The fact I was so glad it went to Bob second. He deserved it. And then the rest of the team, as like there's older guys who've been struggling to win a Stanley Cup for their entire career. They've been on losing teams their entire career. One of them being Ekman Larson, and he finally gets over the hump. And it was really awesome to see for the Panthers and the Florida fans, where hopefully hockey decides to chuck to where the hockey hopefully grows a little more down there, and it becomes a little more popular because of how good this Stanley Cup final was and all the intrigue that came with it.
Yeah. Any comments, fellas?
No, it was pretty amazing, and it means more to them. It's their first one in their franchise history, so shout out to them. Bob absolutely came through when it mattered, and McDavid, he did all he could, man. In that third period, they got a lot of shots on goal, and he just was not giving it up, man. So did McDavid win the Conn Smythe? Yeah. So
bullshit.
And I had asked
Straight
about
up.
that last week on E&E, like win or lose, if they went to Game 7, would McDavid be deserving of the Conn Smythe Award? Kind of
If people were soft.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to the LeBron argument back in that 2016 or 2017 finals, where he was the best player in the series, but they end up giving it to Andre Iguodala. So
Yep.
Let's talk about that. Freddie thought 313 first put in the chat when he gave the cup to Vladdy, and he shows the emoji with the watery eyes. That was definitely a moment. Chase Amley corrected me. It was Kyle Okposo. He was captain in Buffalo, played over 1,000 games and acquired midseason.
Yeah, huge
there's
pickup
a
for
ton
them.
Yeah,
And that's what you have to do when you're a Stanley Cup team. Acquiring veterans like that with the presence and the pedigree to be able to win in the playoffs, they really made some great moves at the deadline, and bringing in Ekman Larson, like they deserved it 100%.
Yeah. JB.
Man. I'm just saying, I watched last night's game and I was fully invested. I'm not going to tell you right now, like the last 2 minutes in the third period, I am on the edge of my couch like, come on, you got to pull this off. You got to pull this off. You had so much momentum on your side to come down to game 7 and you just couldn't get it done. But, I mean, Connor McDavid, shout out to him. He, as you guys said, they gave him a lot of opportunities for shots on goal. Just nothing was going their way. And you could tell that they were gassed by halfway through the second period. Like, all the energy was just gone. And it was like, it took us all this energy just to get to game 7. And now, just going to let it die down like this.
Well, that was coaching. That was coaching. The coaching in the third period by the Oilers coach was absolutely botched.
You're saying that they should have, or the Oilers coach should have adjusted their rest strategy. Connor McDavid should have been taken
we were
off the
talking
ice,
about it before the show, and there was 2 big mistakes that he made in the end of the third period. With 8 minutes to go or 10 minutes to go, he should have rested McDavid for a full McDavid and Draisaitl for a full 2 minutes, given their bodies time to rest. Instead, they played 6 of the last 8 minutes. They didn't pull their goalie early enough. They had all the momentum, so they should have pulled them. I'm a big fan of pulling the goalie way early because you're already on a power play. You have a man up. You should be able to control the puck the entire time. And he waited too long and waited until they honestly got hemmed in their own zone. And the Panthers just played 4 lines, and you could tell that they had way more juice left in the tank in that end of the game compared to the Oilers, who looked like they were slacking. They were missing passes. They couldn't break into the zone. They couldn't win battles anymore, and that's truly what it came down to in the end of the game.
It's really interesting to hear that. You could see. I don't know the coaching strategy, line changes and stuff. That's another level past where I'm at in my hockey journey. But you could see it at the end how gassed they were. I want to talk about this Conn Smythe Trophy situation. We'll call it a situation because even the away fan, Fat Hog Spirit, my guy, he brought up I didn't even think about it at the time. I thought maybe they went to commercial or they didn't show Connor McDavid accepting the Conn Smythe Trophy. So apparently, the away fan said, I think less of McDavid for not even coming out to accept it. So he didn't even come out to the ice.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Move. Yeah, he's probably hurt. I mean,
it was like kind of awkward.
Close and lose,
That's why you don't give it
I'm
to
picturing
him
in the locker room, change. He's probably tuned out.
Yeah.
I don't know. They didn't know he was going to win it, until the final buzzer, until after the game. So I don't know the whole process, but he didn't come out. It was just odd. Yeah. It just felt weird giving it to a player not on the winning team.
I wonder if you even want that. Like, it's going to be a continual reminder that you were the best player in the series that you lost in the finals. Like, I don't know. I always wonder how they feel in those situations.
Do you think he deserved it when I think somebody in the chat said he scored 0 points in game 6 and game 7? I know he had that 8, goals over 2 games. That's pretty amazing, man. But no goals in the last 2 games that really mattered. Do you think he deserves it still?
No.
Well, Justice
there's no way you give the Conn Smythe to the losing team. It's stupid. It's good business for the NHL because they want to blow Connor McDavid, but it's absolutely blasphemy. There's no way that a player should be able to lose the series, go 0 points in the last 2 games. And yeah, everyone will say, oh, well, Bob played bad from games 5 and 6. Well, you know what? He also had one of the greatest postseasons of all time as a goalie. Yeah. Probably a top 10 goalie performance in postseason history. He has the stats to back it up. I looked up the save percentage stats. He's very good. And I'm not with it. It's honestly just such a bitch move to give it to the losing team.
Justin, has it happened before?
Yeah, it happened a couple times to some goalies who, like, their goalie carried them all throughout the playoffs, but it's never been a player before on the losing team. So I don't know. I'm not with it. I mean, McDavid's awesome. He's amazing to watch. He's an amazing player, but he should not have won the Conn Smythe last night.
Damn.
That's a word.
Bobrovsky, baby.
Yeah, it should have been Bobrovsky. And I'm sorry, guys, it should have been Bob, but the national media just wants to put McDavid on a pedestal. It should have been Bob, and you guys should have cashed that plus 800 bet I gave you.
Yeah. Cash it. I forget. I'm trying to find where Chase put it in the chat, but I think it was Chase, or maybe was it Brad Hendricks? Oh, it was Brad Hendricks. Batman made sure to point out that the trophy went to the best player in all of the playoffs, not just the finals.
Yeah, it's tough.
Connor McDavid's a legend already. He's elite already. Got to go get a cup, but it's just weird not giving it to the winner. I'm kind of with that, especially Bobrovsky.
No goals in the last 2 games, though. That's tough.
Yeah, that's the part that's killing me.
Ryan's reaction brings up a very interesting point. Do you think McDavid agrees, hence his behavior? Honestly, there's a chance.
I would love to ask him.
He definitely, there's definitely a big chance that he does not want that trophy, does not want that award, does not want his name etched in history for losing the NHL Finals.
Right.
And it should have been Bob. Plain and simple, it should have been Bob. There's nothing about it.
2003, John Sebastian Giguère, this is from the away fan, goalie for the Anaheim Ducks, was the most recent one. 1946 was the only time another player, non-goalie, I believe he means, the Conn Smythe. Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Well, Carter Verhaeghe, 1 goal, 1 assist in the game for the Panthers. Sam Reinhart, 1 goal, the game winner in the second period. Bobrovsky, 24 saves out of 25. I thought Barkov played great. He doesn't have the stats. This is part of that hockey.
But he did what he had to do.
Impact on the game. He played in sensational all series.
Yeah, he's a two-way star.
Yeah.
He did an amazing job playing defense on whatever line he was asked to play against, even if it was McDavid's line or if it was Draisaitl's line or it was when they put them together. It doesn't matter. Barkov played an amazing series, did what he had to do, led them to the Stanley Cup, and the first Finnish captain to ever win the Stanley Cup.
Finish! I love it. I love it. Let's take another break. That's fun. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, boys.
Good job.
Talking Red Wings. Let's get into a little bit of Tigers because we gotta get through this to be able to talk Pistons in the second half of the show. 9 o'clock. We're going to our number 2 prospect for the Detroit Pistons at number 5. NBA draft coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow night. Can't wait to tell us a little more information about what we're doing for the draft. But first, just about Premier Pet.
I will. Listen. Shout out to Justin, that dude Justin. He's got back in time to give us the best breakdown for the NHL Finals. I can also tell you can get the best for your pet. That is Premier Pet Supply. It is hands down Michigan's best pet store. The same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers with one major difference. They've been family and locally owned for over 30 plus years. They carry over 60 brands of food and they have nutrition experts to help you. They also offer same day, local curbside, and home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best or visit them online at PremierPetSupply.com.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at RandyWiseBuickGMC.com.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out PremierPetSupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians, they take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. It's 24/7 professional monitoring, so you can call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone with you as long as needed, because it is technology that is backed by people. And your safety and security, it deserves technology that's been proven to work and people have been proven to care. All you got to do is call this number right here, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Once again, that number is 1-800-STAY-OUT. What up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward, man. We're getting every shade of Broder this morning, man. Spicy Broder, sassy Broder. breaking down sports, Broder. Just
Freaky
crushing the
Broder.
game.
All the above.
Freaky Broder, as KG
Freaky
said.
ass boy, he's 69 guy.
Look at the tag team, man. Our elite booth. But going ahead, you guys, chat family, smash that like button to support the Woo crew. We got 5 of the 6 in the building today. Flannel Sam will be on Big D Energy today. We got to talk about these Detroit Tigers as well as Riley Green.
Do we have
That
to?
graphic pops. It jumps off the screen.
It does.
Tigers though last night, thrilling 8-1 loss.
Thrilling.
Their ass.
I've never.
They were dead on arrival.
Yeah, like I'm trying to. How do I word this?
On arrival.
This is the shortest or the least amount of time for the game to be over.
To get out of hand, yeah.
Yeah, like with it at 6:45. Game first pitch was at 6:40. Might have even been 6:41.
Yeah.
By 6:45, it was 4-0.
Yep. 4 runs and 4 pitches.
4 pitches?
Yes.
I didn't even realize that.
The first one was an error. The second one was like a bloop
McKinstry.
single. Then I think it was a double. Then it was like a home run after that. So, yeah, it was like ridiculous, man.
Yup. Bryce Harper drove a 2-run double, and then was it Bohm who hit a home run, the cleanup hitter, and all of a sudden they're up 4-0.
Yeah.
It was such a weird
Shell
game.
shot.
Such a weird game. Such an odd game for Casey Mize. Like, you take away that first inning, despite not the total number of innings you want to see, but he was pretty good.
He had a lot of strikeouts. Yeah.
Career high, 10 strikeouts, 0 walks. His problem over the last couple of weeks has been he can't strike people out. He can't get swing and misses, even when he's not striking people out. So to see him have 10 strikeouts against a good hitting team, bizarre. But the game started with an error, got out of hand fast. Bryce Harper had another home run later in the game. I think it was a 3-runner, so he had 5 RBIs on the game. He's the number 1 outfield vote getter in the NL.
Man.
Pardon?
I say it's Bryce Harper, man.
Yeah, he's a stud.
doing Bryce Harper things.
He's an absolute stud. And I don't want to spend too much time on this game, but there was a moment.
I wonder why.
I figured it was about halfway. Well, actually, it was about a third away through the season.
It was
when I went with the Pistons.
Sorry.
No, I was saying it was about a third away through the season when I was like, you know what? I don't know how much I'm gonna go game by game breakdowns. So I feel you, bro.
Brandon Katz, Broder with a dumb take. Fuck you, dude.
Spicy
already.
So bottom 3.
Meet JJ Reddick.
Bottom 3, 4-0. So the game, I just said the game was over, but it really wasn't over technically. They had runners on first and third. And Matt Vierling up to the plate. Leadoff hitter Matt Vierling up to plate. So you have a chance. Nobody out. You have a chance to at least chip away, get 1 run in, ideally 2, but it's Tigers offense. We'll take 1. Nobody out. Nobody out. Runners on first and third.
Wow.
And this is what happens, everybody. This is what happens. Something that hasn't happened since 1929.
Really?
A 1-3-5 triple play.
Of course.
Yeah, like literally the most unimaginable thing you could ever think of. Especially at that, it was just like, here we go. Like there were no words. Andy Dirks on the radio broadcast was like, I have no words. I didn't know what to say. I was trying to think of something clever to tweet out. I didn't know. Do you have the clip of that,
just
JB?
tweeted out.
I believe so. Is it the bottom 4th?
Yeah, bottom 3rd.
Yep.
Should say triple play. It was. I just want to show because it doesn't happen all the time, but like.
Broken bat, loops it.
Broken bat, little line drive right back to the pitcher. Carson Kelly takes a couple hops to second base. He gets doubled up at first. Zach McKinstry. And after the game, they were talking. It seemed like he thought the ball, might have been chopped into the ground first. He didn't see it come off the bat as a line drive. He just he takes off. As soon as the pitcher throws it to first, he takes off for home. First baseman throws it to third. 3 outs, just like that. Wow. It was the most helium-sucking, or the air-sucking.
That's a microcosm of the season right there.
Yes. Yeah. And even more of it being a microcosm of the season, it was Zach McKinstry, shortstop. Like, what's up with what devil curse is over the Tigers shortstop?
Yeah, I don't know.
Started the game with an error.
Yeah.
Makes this base running blunder. He can't really hit. Ryan Kreidler hasn't done anything. Javi Baez hasn't done anything.
Javi Baez, man.
It's the worst position in the MLB we have.
Yes, and it's too bad because the Tigers have been so bad lately that the one real bright spot on their team is not getting any love in the All-Star voting, and that's Riley Green.
Yeah. Riley
Green isn't even in the top 20 of the All-Star voting at this moment. It's like phase 1 of the fan voting. Actually, Let me pick the energy level back up. Fan voting. This is now our call out to our audience, our fans, to support Riley Greene. I'm not saying this because he's a hometown player or on the team that I cover. He actually deserves to get votes. Like, okay, maybe there are other more popular players and he doesn't get into the All-Star game. The top six outfielders get involved, but he needs to be a top 10 voted All-Star. Like, he is that good. In 76 games this season, he's batting .261, 15 homers, .852 OPS. With Kerry Carpenter, who's been out for the last 24 games, he's been the only Tiger to step up. He's batting .326 with a 1.046 OPS. Rest of the team is batting .209. Check this out. This is number 4th in voting, Santander, 5th, Verdugo, 6th, Colton Cowser, Cedric Mullins, 7th, 4th,
Riley
5th,
Greene.
6th, 7th, 8th. Yeah. And Riley Greene is not top 20.
And he's crushing, though.
Crushing.
Yeah.
Far and away crushing everything they're doing. Santander's got 5 more home runs. That is impressive. Yeah. 52 RBIs, also impressive. Everything else, Riley Greene is, if not first, second.
Yeah. Better batting average, OPS. Yeah.
And I understand that these All-Star games and such are like popularity contests, but I also believe that it's showing exactly what we say with the pitching. Like, yo, you're wasting really good pitching by having not supported them with the bats. You're wasting really the careers of some of your best players by not going out there and properly surrounding them. One of the guys we lament, or a lot of fans do, is JD Martinez, and they felt like they had to part with him because they didn't do what they needed to do to put a winning team that they knew this is a squad that can do some damage in the playoffs and go forward. With a guy like Riley Greene, it sucks to see people who do deserve to have some recognition and some accolades, but because the team is in a position that it is, it's not going to happen for them. And I look at them now, 36 and 42 in the year. We're almost halfway through the season. They're not too far off the pace that we thought they'd be in, but we also, after kind of seeing them play, there's so much more disappointment than what I thought. Like in the beginning of the season, I thought, you know what, halfway through the season, if they're just 6 games under 500, that's okay. But kind of looking at how some of this has gone down, it actually makes you a little bit more sad. Like you said, the issues at shortstop, the bats, like we're waiting for bats to like pick up, and they are just not. They're just not picking up. The players you've had to send down to the minors, Torkelson not really getting it together this year. It's almost like they're just beneath the expectation that I had, but it's so disappointing because if they just changed a few things, man, that seem like they should be easy in nature, that this team would be much better than they are. I'm looking at them now. At one point in time, they were 2 or 3 games out of the wild card. Right now, they're closer to the White Sox than they are the wild card.
Damn, you're right.
That sucks.
And the eye test says that too. Like they're closer to being the worst team in baseball than they are to being a competing playoff team, which is sad because there was a lot more optimism at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
It's tough. Any last comments on Riley Greene? No.
Nah.
I mean, I am impressed with the step he's taken this season.
Yeah.
I wasn't, and I'm not 100% sold on him yet. He does deserve these votes. I like that he's improved each year.
How are you not sold?
Pardon?
How are you not sold?
I think he swings and misses too much. Like he misses the ball a little too. He needs to get his average up for me to consider him a cornerstone. And he still might be a core player, but is he going to be your superstar fielder? I don't know. I don't know if I trust him with the bat yet, but his power surge I like. Like he's improved each year. 7 of his 15 home runs this year are not to the pull side. So he's learning how to become a better hitter. It's still just a little inconsistent. When he gets hot.
Yeah.
But when he gets cold, it's like ice cold. It's cold.
Get him to the All-Star game, people.
And I think it's crazy how when Javi Baez went down, we believed, you know what, this might show positively. But since then, the Tigers have kind of just fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
And shortstop has looked really unwatchable, probably more so than we thought before Javi was put on the IL.
Yeah,
so.
that defense. They're letting runs score. They're not keeping the runs out. They're not keeping them out.
But broder, defense don't matter.
Apparently. Apparently. Hey, ask Flannel that on the show later, Justin. Actually, you too.
I got you.
Wake Up Woodward is everywhere.
Yeah, I'm going to ask about that bat phone, too. I got y'all, man. And we're going to figure out what the hell that bat phone is.
All right, good.
We're going to get to
And Chad wants me to ask him about his narrative for the Stanley Cup Finals, and I will do that as well.
Good. Right. Cool. Hey, tell him about Guardian Along. Come back. We're going to break down this Southpaw Showdown. Actual good baseball you're about to see tonight. Hopefully. Good pitching, at least.
Guardian
and then we'll get into Pistons.
Is awesome, but I got to tell him about something else awesome.
Tell them.
It's when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut.
Really?
That is Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Just stop in, sit back, and relax and let one of Lady Jane's talented hairstylists now that we got that dude Justin back, I'm sure at some point in the show, you will see what I'm talking about. They make you look and feel great. Stop in anytime, 7 days a week. That's Lady Jane's, and it is wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and every Thursday on Armani and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or give him a call at 248-426-9944. What up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. It's been a good show so far. Some hockey, some NHL finals.
Ooh.
Had to talk Tigers.
Ooh.
Talked a little bit of Riley Green. I like what we did around the city, and now we got to talk. We got a little bit of a breakdown now, and I love this. Broder breakdown, Southpaw Showdown.
I'm so excited for this game tonight, which I know the Tigers have been struggling, but if you appreciate baseball or pitching, it's going to be a pitching matchup. This is, and I put in the show sheet, like,
tell us about it.
What was the question? I actually changed the question, but I was thinking, like, this could be one of the best matchups. One of the best pitching matchups in the game this year, or like across MLB, but it kind of feels like the Tigers' offense, their struggles recently have sort of brought down the mojo. Like, if the Tigers were in contention, like this, if there's flex in the MLB or whatever, this should go on primetime baseball. Because we got Ranger Suarez for the Phillies, Southpaw, lefty for the Phillies, who's predicted he's the betting odds favorite to win the Cy Young in the National League, going against Tarek Skubal. We know about Tarek here in Detroit. He's currently the betting odds favorite, the third, not first, not second, not third. He's third in the American League Cy Young race. And they both do things like, they both pitch differently. Like it's such an intriguing matchup to me because it's two lefties that have some similarities to their game, but approach it in a completely different way. Tarek Skubal is much more of a power pitcher, although he's finesse and he commands his pitches with that power. Ranger Suarez is like 90-91 with his fastball. This is like Kenta Maeda velocity with his fastball. And if we have time, I'm going to try to connect those two. At least give you a little hesitation of like, this is how you pitch when you aren't throwing very hard. Yeah. Like there's still some hope for pitchers who aren't throwing as hard, but there's just a much, much slimmer margin of error.
Yeah.
But Ranger Suarez, he does it by just picking apart pitchers, by getting ahead with his fastball. Like he goes at you, not with the four-seam fastball, which is a harder pitch. He throws his two-seam fastball, or what many people nowadays call a sinker, a ball that moves a lot. So he's trying to get ahead with his fastball, get ground balls early in the count with his fastball, to extend how long he's in the game. He wants to pitch deep into games. In fact, He does have a complete game shutout this year. He's 10-1 on the season. Let me actually review this real quick. Ranger Suarez, 1.75 ERA, first in the big leagues. He has the 6th ranked. Shoot, my notes are a little jacked up, so we're just going to talk pitching. But it is a great pitching matchup. I want to show you. There's 4 pitches here. I have a video, just if you could play it on the side, JB, of Ranger Suarez, and these are 4 different strikeouts throughout the season. This first one, you'll see. Actually, I'll catch it on the turnaround. It's like a 15, 19-second clip. But he tries to get ahead with this 2-seamer that you're going to see to this lefty to start. It's nasty on the inside corner. It's got movement. The second pitch is going to be a changeup to a lefty, which you don't see very often. It looks exactly the same as the pitch before, right here, and you're going to see the hitter, Gunnar Henderson, take an absolute ridiculous swing because of how nasty it was. He will throw that 4-seamer on the inside of the plate, painting it, but then while Scooble's strikeout pitch is a changeup, he likes to throw the 74-mile-an-hour curveball, mostly to righties for his strikeout pitch to a righty. So he's throwing this fastball right here on the inside of the plate, follows it up with a nasty curveball. We're going to see Ranger Suarez tonight, especially with the Tigers who don't swing at the first pitch. Expect a lot of first pitch strikes. That's what he does best. Then you go over to Tarek Skubal. And JB, there's a video also of Skubal and sort of his 4-pitch repertoire. He attacks with his fastball, with his 4-seamer. I think it averages about 97.9 miles per hour this season. He's spotting this. He's spotting it to lefties, to righty. You see it to Yordan Alvarez right there, just absolute dotting it up. He's also started to throw a changeup to lefties this year. This has been Skubal's biggest rise or the biggest improvement he's made is being able to throw that changeup for a strikeout pitch. He does that. He'll then come inside with I think we're going to see a 97 mile per hour 2-seam, and then a strikeout pitch, not a curveball, but a slider right here to, what's his name? Man, I got to organize my notes a little better. But moral of the story, these are 2 of the best lefties in the league. Phillies are the top team in the Major League Baseball, partially due to Ranger Suarez being the Cy Young contender as their number 3.
Yeah.
They got Zach Wheeler, they got Aaron Nola, and then Ranger Suarez. It balances those 2 perfectly. Wheeler and Nola, they throw harder. Then you got Ranger Suarez, a soft-throwing lefty, throwing strikes, keeping hitters off balance. That's the goal with Kenta Maeda, to have that soft-throwing, off-speed, heavy pitcher coming in between your Skubals and your Mizes, in between your Flahertys and your Olsons, because it's a completely different look. But what Ranger Suarez does so effectively is command his fastball, get ahead in the count, so that when he does throw his changeup, when he does throw his curveball, or when he does just try to paint with his 4-seamer, the hitters are off balance. They're already behind. They're already taking defensive swings and grounding balls out. He's got an incredibly high ground ball rate. Kenta Maeda is not commanding his fastball. He's not spotting that or getting ahead early. So hitters are just sitting back on 90 miles per hour, waiting for a strike, and then absolute liftoff. It's why Maeda has a couple good innings, then a couple horrendous innings, or a good game and then a horrendous game. I wanted to include just a little snippet of Maeda because that's why I still have a little bit of hope. It has looked ugly.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to stick with him all season.
He is not locating them.
The few innings that he has looked really good, he's looked really good. He's looked like this. So I still have a little bit of hope. But tonight, I believe it's 6:40, Tarek Skubal versus Ranger Suarez. I said before we went to this break, you want to see some good baseball, go watch tonight. To be determined if the Tigers are going to play good baseball, but you're going to see a good pitching matchup.
Yeah. Let's go.
Any questions you boys have? I'm down to finish this early so we can get into Pistons, but anything you guys want or the chat wants to talk about Tigers related, pitching related?
I think it was a good breakdown, man. Like, I look forward to Scuba being on the mound. I just feel bad that in the back of his mind is probably like he has to go out there and pitch perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And, I wish we could see him, and I hope we get the opportunity to long term to see him be able to pitch with at least an average batting order. Backing him up. So that's my hope, man. I feel bad.
If Maeda continues to struggle, what do you think is going to happen with him? Do they make him a reliever? Do they send him down? I'm not sure they can send him down.
Yeah, you probably move him to a long relief role where someone gets beat up in the first inning and you got an unexpected unexpected pitching change earlier in the game. You want someone to come in who can eat up 4 or 5. I don't even want to say 6 innings. You want to eat up a couple innings to get to that bullpen.
Yeah.
That's ideally his role. I don't know if they DFA him. He's owed $24 million. He's on a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
I think the first move would be to move him to the bullpen. Just have him eat up some innings. But Matt Manning would be your next man up. He's struggling.
Yeah.
Jackson Jobe is not ready yet. He'll probably be up next year, maybe in September. I don't know.
Is Bo Brisky considered a reliever? Because he's had some starts, but
he has, and maybe some spot starts. But I think this team's so young. If you're gonna roll with the young players on offense and let them develop, you're probably looking to bring up one of your starting pitchers from AAA, even AA, to get experience in the bigs, like Kaider Montero, that one doubleheader against Skeens, where they didn't call up Matt Manning. They brought up Montero, who looked good for a couple innings and then kind of got blown up. So, again, we're going to learn a lot in the next month with the trade deadline coming up, whether they make moves or don't. Big moves, little moves. We're going to learn a lot about Scott Harris and this Tigers strategy.
You almost feel like they have to make a move at the deadline, right?
They're going to move Flaherty.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
And Carson Kelly's playing his way into actually being able to get something for him.
Okay.
Because he's on a 1-year contract too.
Yeah.
And then it just depends with guys like Mark Canard, Gio Urshela, veteran bats on 1-year deals.
Yeah.
Those guys will be in trade conversations. But, I mean, even with Flaherty, who would be a 2-month rental, it's not like you're going to get a haul.
That's
you hope
true.
Flaherty keeps pitching well enough, and maybe a team like the Dodgers, who could use some starting pitching, they're willing to part ways with a top prospect.
Yeah.
But the other best fit for them, the Orioles, like they rented him last year and he didn't pitch very well down the stretch. So are they willing to give up a prospect for him?
They ain't doing
Contending teams, who are the teams who are going to go after Flaherty, they're not going to give up major league hitting.
Yeah.
And I'd say, yeah, you could go get some bullpen arms or another pitcher, but to me, the Tigers, they need offense. If you're going to go get prospects, you need bats.
Yeah.
So contending teams, they aren't going to give up top prospects or major league ready bats because they're expecting them to contribute. So it's going to be a weird trade deadline, but it's going to show us how Scott Harris negotiates, how he views how close this team is. Canna, while he'll help a team in contention, he is 36 too. So it's not like you're going to get a top prospect.
Yeah.
You're just hoping to get maybe another. Who's the guy? The AA player, the second baseman in AA who's hitting well. We got who we trade for Lorenzen. We got from the Phillies last year. A good trade. Actually, that was one of Scott Harris's better trades. So we're going to learn a lot in this next month. It'll tell us a lot about their timeline in terms of when they think they're going to be ready to compete. But yeah, that's it. Tonight, Scooble, Suarez, Southpaw, pitching matchup.
Hey, great breakdown.
Thank you.
Great
Appreciate
breakdown.
it.
They said that your picture up here looks like a dating profile picture.
It does. Swipe right on that guy right there.
It's actually right there at that spot on this desk.
How about it? Hey.
Southpaw Showdown. That is Broder's breakdown.
I dig it.
You talking baseball, man? It's a gem. I hope people out there know as this platform continues to grow, man, that this type of stuff just takes off. This is awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
I can't wait. Well, that was in my wheelhouse a little bit. Not saying I'm the best yet at talking baseball or sharing my knowledge.
I think you're great.
You're a hooper too, and you know about this Pistons team and what they need. And we're about to talk about another prospect, one I really like. Will he be there at 5 though? That's the question.
Yeah, there are rumors that there's some teams that like this person at 1, but we shall see. Now more than ever, it is critical for you to have your insurance reviewed. Why? Because Swiss will make sure your current carrier is not slipping in any extra fees. And they're going to make sure that they're not raising any deductibles. So call Mark at Swiss Insurance today. That number, 313-530-1698. Again, word to my brother Flannel, that number, 313-530-1698, or visit them online, SwissINS.com, and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
You guys tired of wearing that same old Detroit sports merch?
That's why we need that Detroit signed shirt.
No, you don't. You need the hashtag Boodum Kids shirt, which you can pick up at woodwardsports.com. All you got to do is click on that shop tab. We are dropping new designs every single week. But let me tell you about the ones we got up on screen right now. The Welcome to Detroit sign. Hey, if it's for you, go get you one. I know Kool-Aid has a couple of them in this closet as it is. Tigers expecting a pitching battle tonight, so why not go out and support them by getting some Tigers merch as well too. And you can't forget about the Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes election t-shirts, hoodies, and hats. We got everything you need for the upcoming season. So make sure you do yourself a favor and go to woodwardsports.com. Click on that shop tab.
Let's go. Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We got to figure out how do we get Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell on the ballot officially.
I'm going to write them in.
Yeah, I vote for them over the 2 options we got. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got the all-grit party, right?
The options we got ain't looking too hot. So.
Yeah, I vote for the all-grit party, personally. I like what they stand for. What they want for longevity of success.
Yeah.
I like that. Versatility.
Versatility.
I like that, man. I definitely will vote for them. But welcome back, people. It is Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you for choosing to kick off the morning with the Woo Crew. All 6 of us are going to be in this building at some point in time today, but Flannel Sam will be on Big D Energy. We got that dude Justin in the building. We got the elite booth as well. Shout out to Detroit's #1 draft pick, that is KG in the sound booth. What up, though, brother?
What up, though, man? And
we got Woodward Sports' MVP in the city booth on a Tuesday. That is JBSMOOOOV.
JBSMOOOOOV.
Let's go. And up here on the desk, you already know, the credentialed Tigers and Lions reporter for the network, Matthew Broder, and your credentialed Detroit Pistons reporter for the network, Brandon Dent, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid.
A.k.a. RISACHER.
Yes, we got to talk about the Frenchman, Zachary RISACHER. And it's actually the first prospect we kind of talked about on this platform.
You introduced me.
And Rod was like, no.
Sound like a dance move.
But he got some stuff to like, man. And you know what? I should have had the top 10 big board in there because I think I might change it up for tomorrow's show.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, just based on because I'm trying to make sure.
That's fine.
The final 10.
Yeah, because I'm trying to make sure that this thing is based off of what we're hearing, with our ear to the ground in media, as well as what the rumors are out there, and how players are kind of graded now at this point in time to try and give us, as well as what the Pistons might do. So that player at 5 is the player that I believe the Pistons will get. But if any of these players above 5 fall, that's probably a player the Pistons should look at. Anybody beneath 5, which was Dalton Connect, you probably want to take a look at trading back, which the rumors are the Pistons actually might trade number 5.
Come on.
Trade back.
Really?
I believe via James Edwards of The Athletic.
Okay.
In his last piece, he was saying that it's a real possibility that they will do that. And when you listen to kind of Trajan Langdon speak, I'm not surprised at all with that outcome. But they can find themselves in a bevy. Hey, shout out to JB. Thank you, brother, for getting that up there, man. Yeah, some of these might change up, man. Some of these might change up. I was looking into Cody Williams a little bit more. I can understand why.
That's somebody I wanted to ask you about, too.
Yeah, we're going to talk about him a little bit today because I realized we inadvertently skipped over Cody Williams when we were kind of climbing up the list on the bottom half of it. So we're going to talk about Cody Williams today and Zachary RISACHER as well. 2 players that realistically, Zachary RISACHER, if you're picking him, it's because of the high potential that he provides.
Yeah.
So let me get into this kind of quick breakdown of him, give you guys his stats as well. For one, Zachary RISACHER. And I know that this is a player you like, and it's probably because of the versatility that he brings to the table. There are players that I like better than him, but I do believe from a potential standpoint, his ceiling has a chance to be higher. But as it sits currently, he does have a lot that he needs to improve on. At the base, though, he is really, really good. I like what Zachary RISACHER brings to the table. He's 6'9", 204 pounds, plays like a small forward, can play the power forward, but probably needs to get his strength and his weight up a little bit more. And you got to have a technique and an instinct to be able to play in the paint as well.
Yeah.
But as it relates to being a kind of a big 3-and-D wing, I think sometimes like a Jeremy Grant light, that's the style of play that I kind of see out of a Zachary RISACHER.
Okay.
32 games, he averaged 22 minutes per game, 10.1 points, 0.9 assists, 3.8 rebounds per game. So just in that stat line, I see your head already, KG. There are things to like, but there are some things that you want to see some improvement out of if you're talking about being a 3-and-D wing on this team, which is one of the biggest needs they've had in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
44% from the field. He only took about 7.5 shots a game. So I do want to see what he can do with increased volume.
Okay.
And 35.2% from three overall at 3.4 attempts per game. Now, he started off the season shooting 40% from behind the arc.
Okay.
As the season went on, his efficiency dipped a little bit, but over a course of a season, to shoot 35% is still really, really, really good. And that's where his biggest promise is. 3-point shooting, when you talk about strengths, especially in catch and shoot opportunities, he shot about 40% from behind the arc. The more and more I continue to study his tape and continue to listen to what some of the other talking heads and scouts were saying and reach out to some people, he seems like he'd be one of those perfect options to just kind of be one of those guys that doesn't need to dominate the ball from a usage standpoint, but can still get you some good production. He moves well off ball, which is another promising thing of him.
He's active.
Very active. When I talk about a guy who cuts, when the Pistons were very, very void of that type of stuff, he cuts, he relocates, he moves, he can shoot off the dribble, he can shoot off the catch and shoot, and he finishes in the paint at a clip of about 60% at the rim. Those are good numbers to think about. So you hear his overall numbers, and it's like, okay, there's a little bit more to be desired, but then when you kind of see the skill set, I do wonder how much he was or wasn't utilized. And I do believe that the biggest thing kind of facing him right now, if you're talking about weaknesses, it's his strength.
Yeah.
I do believe he needs to learn how to kind of play make a little bit and create a little bit more in ISO and man-to-man situations. But on this team, when you talk about having a K Cunningham on here, it doesn't make it one of the more pressing matters. So when you're talking about his strength, because he has a lot of defensive ability, then you're talking about a guy who you want to make sure he can definitely guard threes and fours, guard off of the pick and rolls, because teams are going to try and target players like that. He is able to use his length to defend, similar to like a Tayshaun Prince. So out on the perimeter, he actually has really good footwork and ability to kind of keep his hand in front of shooters' faces or in front of playmakers as well. If he has to switch off into a guard or a point guard in a pinch, he's shown some really, really good chops. But overall, good shooter, good potential as it relates to transition. He can grab the ball off the rim and get down the court. He's a guy who shows he can kind of mix it up in the rebounding a little bit. Good rebounds based on 22 minutes a game, getting about 4 games. So, RISACHER, I like him overall. I think out of all of the players, though, that you're talking about taking out of potential in that top 4, he's the one that has the furthest to go right now.
Okay.
So I do believe that people like Buzelis, I do believe that Reed Shepard, I do believe that even Alexander Sarr, who we're going to talk about tomorrow, I believe that these players are a little bit further along in their development and have a little bit less to go to be able to reach their potential, whereas out of this top 5, top 10, I believe that Zachary RISACHER has the farthest to go.
Yeah, by the way, that was Draft Express on X that provided that video. Shout out to them, courtesy to them. There's some of the things you said, the areas of improvement.
Yes, sir.
He seems like a prospect that can actually grow into, like, it's not as much projecting. Like you said, he needs to get stronger. His strength is a little bit of an issue.
Yeah.
He looks like he has a body that can fill out.
Yeah.
Some of the wing the 3-and-D type player that he needs to become. He's got good lateral quickness, some lateral footwork. When I was watching some film of his, so with the right coaching, he can become an improved defender.
And development.
Right. Exactly. And then the key to it all is 3-point shooting. He's a good 3-point shooter, but not a great. He's not Reed Shepard. He's not Dalton Connect. But his form doesn't look that bad. It just looks a little bit clunky, but he also looks very what's the word? He looks very coordinated. Like a good shooting coach who the Pistons have now in Fred Vinson can probably work out some of those kinks. It doesn't even look like Alonzo Ball or I'm trying to think of another international player. He's got pretty good form. He's 6'9" with long arms. So if he can improve that shot and he can catch and shoot from 3 while also being a good cutter, I like the prospects of that.
Yeah, as an off-ball kind of support player, I really like what he can be. And those are the types of players that the Pistons have missed. So when you're going into this draft, you know, they do have the opportunity to say, you know what, we do believe this can be more of a Swiss Army knife type of a guy, because you're not going into this draft believing that you're finding a star to put next to Cade Cunningham. It's just not that type of draft. The way we went in with hopes of what Jaden Ivey could be, I don't necessarily have those same hopes with the players in this year's draft. So when you look at a guy like that, a guy that you believe, you know what, we don't have to put too much pressure on him to come in and do too much right away. We have the opportunity and the time to be able to develop him, make sure that play him to his skills and strengths to the best of his ability. And if that's playing off ball to Cade Cunningham, he's going to get a lot of opportunities, especially when you look at the potential assists that were left on the table by Cade Cunningham last year because his team just couldn't shoot. You got a guy that shoots 40% on catch and shoot threes and a guy that shoots 60% as a cutter towards the basket. That pairs very well with a guy like Cade Cunningham, especially if they can then go in off season and acquire some kind of more star level players that can help build ZACCHARIE RISACHER again.
Not trying to hate, but ADIZ 411 in the chat brought it up. He kind of reminds me of Kyle Anderson, man.
You know what?
He's reminding me of slow-mo right now. But I worry about if he needs too much development because, yeah, he finishes 60% at the rim, but from his footwork, I'm not necessarily sold on his footwork. He doesn't have that quick first step. He might be able to get to the rim, but when you're going to get stronger defenders in the NBA, they can knock you off really easily. And I am worried about that. He's only 44% from the field, not the most consistent. I understand he is 35% from three. That's pretty good. But I wanted to know, what do you think his calling card is on defense? Because you said he can play defense as well, and that's more so what I would want to see out of him as well, too. What is his calling card? Is it blocks? Can his long reach get steals easily? What do you say, man-to-man? Like, what is his best calling card on defense?
For some of the issues that you have on the offensive side of the ball with ZACCHARIE RISACHER, and I agree with those concerns, he actually doesn't have those concerns on the defensive end. So he shuffles his feet well. He moves his feet well. He can stay in front of kind of shifty guards and shifty wings well. He can play the pick and roll well as well.
Okay.
And he uses his length to his advantage too. So he's not a defender that gets by because he's using his length. His length is in addition to the skill that he already has defensively.
Yeah.
So then he also has his ability, like I believe when we covered Matt Buzelis, he has his ability too, to if the offensive player gets around him, he has the ability to catch up and be able to get the block at the rim or try to deter the shot. So those are kind of some of the things he has from a defensive standpoint. But you're right. He needs to get stronger. That's going to be my biggest, and that's why I say it's my number one kind of area of improvement or weakness from is that he needs to get stronger.
And consistency from the field. Because, I mean, we do, need people that can shoot, but I just worry that we got to put too much development. This team is not at a position to where they need to spend 2 to 3 seasons trying to develop this guy's shot. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, if they were depending on him to be that starter, they wouldn't be in position. If they're depending on him to be a guy who they're like, you know what, maybe we can't bring back 1 or 2 of our young players right now because you got Ivy, you got Duran, you got Asar, you got Sasser. So if they're lining him up to be a guy that they can say, you know what, we can sign him after this first contract is done at a cheaper deal and he could be that guy of the future, that would be a strategy. But you also have to then go out on free agency and bring in 2 more players because, like we know, this draft is not bringing home right now on the surface any stars for the Detroit Pistons. So trust me, I agree with you. I do believe that his skills, like his best strengths right now, will translate the catch and shoot threes and what he does off ball. I do believe those things can translate right now, but I also, the consistency, the strength. If he does not get that strength up, I don't believe that you're going to see the improvement and consistency that you need at the NBA level because that matters. The strength, even before we talk about what a defender can do to you, getting your strength up means you'll be more consistent with your shooting. It means you'll be more consistent with finishing at the rim and getting through traffic. And then when you talk about that defender stepping up, now all of a sudden they're not able to bump you off your mark even before you get the ball. A player like ZACCHARIE RISACHER, when I look at his tape, he's a guy that needs to get the ball in like his comfortable positions. And if in the NBA, what do they try to do? They try to make sure they're playing defense on you before the ball's even thought of to be coming your direction. So yeah, the biggest thing he has to do, hit that weight room. Hit the weight room. I think that will be because his numbers declined as the season went on. Stamina and strength. That's what I'm seeing from him. And maybe this is his first kind of foray or taste into kind of playing against this type of competition. He's going to need it at the NBA level, though.
Yeah. Get him a Big Mac and a McFlurry.
Just shout out to J-Mo.
Pound them.
Shout out to J-Mo.
Put on the pounds. I have a question for you that I want you to answer when we come back. A little
Yes, sir.
And we got some more Pistons, more draft talk to do. When we return, is he more likely to be Kyle Anderson, Trevor Ariza / Nicholas Batum, or could he be like a Trey Murphy, Mikal Bridges? Like where could he fall, or is there a different comp that you might have for him? Kool-Aid, think about that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you
That's
about
a
Les
good question.
Stanford first, because what happens when you run a great business for over 50
Tell
years?
me about it.
You expand and you offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did when they added Les Stanford Buick GMC. Still offer the same great service that their customers have come to know and trust. Located on Woodward Avenue, just south the 9 Mile Road. So go check them out, or check them out in Dearborn today. LesStanford.com. That's Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Drive into summer and drive into savings during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest Memorial Day sale ever. We're stocked with new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs, all priced to move. Like this 2024 Silverado for only $217 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $199 a month. Find your freedom in a Feldman at the Memorial Day sale going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Hey, what up, though, people? We
What up, though?
appreciate you for kicking off your mornings Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. with the Woo crew, Wake Up Woodward. But after us, I'm hoping you guys are staying tapped in with the rest of Woodward Sports Network, starting with Big D Energy from 11 to 1. It features 4-time Stanley Cup winner Darren McCarty alongside his co-host Neil Rule, the Golden Voice. After that, you got Armani and Edwards with Maz from 2 to 4. The lovable radio legend Tom Masway alongside University of Michigan legend and former NFL wide receiver Braylon Edwards with Detroit Media King Fox 2 Ryan Armani. After that, you got the big fellas, the Woodward Heavyweights from 5 to 7. Shout out to Spinmo Rack. Shout out to Speakeasy and their elite booth. Nick Koloff, the Tailgate Always Wins, as well as Chris Platty. The big fellas are bringing you the biggest interviews, the biggest breakdowns, and the biggest laughs. That is the Woodward Heavyweights. But most importantly, this thing is all about you all. And we appreciate you guys, all of the supporters out there for making Woodward Sports your #1 digital sports outlet. We appreciate you all. And we are back, man. What up, though, people? What up, though, people? It's rainy out there, but you know what? Right here in the Wake Up Woodward kind of platform, man, it's all sunshine. I like it.
That wet jumper.
All sunshine and spicy broder.
Is there a chance the Tigers game gets rained out? I haven't looked at the weather.
Yeah, it could.
I think it's going to stop. It's supposed to be a quick rain, if I'm not mistaken. I'm no meteorologist, although I have been known to make it rain. I don't know how long it's going to last.
The mustache kind of gives off meteorologist, though.
It does.
You guys ever see that meteorologist that squeezes in bars, like lyrics from...
Yeah, I have. On TikTok, yeah.
Hero? I think so.
Remember the one that would do all the dancing down from Charlotte?
I don't remember the
He
dance.
became a trend for a little bit. And he would like just bust out and start dancing. He even danced with like the Jabberwockies and all
Interesting.
that. Yeah.
You don't want to see my dance moves.
Yeah.
We got to get this side content going, man.
I
Chat family, go on ahead and satisfy that like button for the Woo Crew. Go ahead, smash it, hit it, dine it, wine it, whatever you like to do to that like button.
It is getting wet outside. You know what that means, ladies.
Gotta satisfy
I know you feeling me, baby.
like butter.
It's okay, I'm feeling you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I love that drop, man. That is genius,
Yo, we gotta get the Woo Crew album going, man.
I think we actually need to make a song for that, like a 15-second. You'll be singing the chorus.
No, we should do a Jodeci type, like R&B
Yeah,
joint.
we
My
did.
God. Let's do it, man.
We need like hey Justin, bro. We're gonna need like a 30-second music video too.
Okay, all right.
Wu-Tang Clan.
We got to get
go.
all leather outfits.
All leather outfits.
Let's go,
Speaking of,
man.
how
Let's
about
get to that goal today, chat family. Let's do it.
Yeah, what are we working with over there?
Oh, it's Goat Crew.
Goat Crew?
Yes.
Crew?
It's a clothing brand. Shout
Got
out.
you. So that's not that is a
Move
horse
your
show.
mic
That's
so we
not a
can
goat.
see it.
It's a man on a horse.
Move your
cool.
mic so we can see it.
Oh, sorry. Can you see it? Oh,
Other way. There we go.
bam.
Let's go.
Look
Let's
at the
go.
back though.
Let's
Oh, that's
go.
Oh, that's awesome. Fire.
I like that.
Fire. Kool-Aid.
Yes,
Were
sir.
we going to talk about Were we going to talk about Stephen Castle too, or another prospect? Or
Hey, I want to talk about Cody Williams a little bit. We could talk about Stephen Castle as well. But
Kyle Anderson, Trevor Ariza.
Yeah.
Real quick, and I just threw this at you. What tier of type of player could he be? Is it going to be a Kyle Anderson type? That's Zachary RISACHER.
It's a good comp. I believe that his ability gives him the opportunity on the highest of potential ends. I know KG hates this. To be a type of Tayshaun Prince type of player. 6'9", similar weight class, similar catch and shoot ability, similar ability to finish at the rim. He can defend. He uses his length as well. But that strength got to go. The one thing that we knew about Tayshaun Prince when he hit the league was, despite the fact that he had a smaller frame, Tayshaun Prince was wiry strong from day one. As a rookie, he was able to go and defend the best players as a rookie, he was defending players like AI and T-Mac.
Yep.
So it's like when you're looking at a guy like Zachary RISACHER, do I have the same sense that he will step in day one and have that type of effect? I don't. And that's where maybe it is more of a Kyle Anderson type, more of a finesse type guy who can defend the wing very well, but at the NBA level, I don't know how versatile he'll be able to be defensively on that perimeter.
I don't want Kyle Anderson at 5. I don't want him at 5.
I know, right? I'm good on slow-mo.
When you're talking about the floor, then that's probably what you're talking about.
I'm seeing Austin Day comparisons in the chat.
I see that too, man.
Oh,
I see
man.
that as
Wait,
well.
what are you
No,
seeing?
Austin Day comparisons.
He's much better defensively
you remember
than Austin Day.
right?
Dude.
He's much better defensively than Austin Day. At least from the film.
I was a believer. I did
too,
Austin
man.
Day's gonna work. Amir Johnson gonna work.
Didn't he go to Country Day? I believe he went to Country Day. That's how I first heard about him. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, but man, I was a believer of Austin Day as well.
Have
man.
mercy.
Ugh,
All right, well,
tough days.
I can't wait to see the new top 5 tomorrow. The final top 5, I should
Yes,
say.
sir.
So you want to go Cody Williams or Stephon Castle?
Hey, you know what? And I know that these are two players that actually JB is pretty fond of. I wanted to get your quick takeaway on Cody Williams as well. Let me talk about him real quick because the Pistons did have reported interest, and it could be multiple things. We talked about this before. It could mean that maybe this is the position that the Pistons are looking at trying to fill in the draft or free agency, or it could mean that they're looking to trade back unless Cody Williams is just shooting up everybody's draft board. But right now, I'm seeing him being mocked anywhere in the lottery from like pick 9 to pick 14. But I have heard that if the Pistons feel this is their guy, you go get your guy at 5 if no proper trade back opportunities present itself. So Cody Williams, 6'8", 190 pounds. So now you're talking about a guy who weighs a little bit less, about 14 pounds less than Zachary RISACHER and an inch shorter, but he has some of those attributes that KG is hoping to see. You talk about a guy that kind of has that dog mentality to him on both sides of the court.
Yes, sir.
I like what Cody Williams has, especially in half-court offense. One of the things with Zachary RISACHER that kind of concerns me is his inability to be effective in the half-court offense as kind of the person with the ball in his hands, as the point of attack on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
With a Cody Williams, you do not have those types of issues. If he has the ball in his hands, you better make sure that his feet do not touch anywhere in that paint because his athleticism will take over. And there's not a lot of people who are going to match up with that, at least in the college arena. In the NBA, things can change. But like I told people with Jaden Ivey, and we've seen this come true, when you kind of hit that paint area, it's like a trampoline to guys that have that type of speed, athleticism, and that quick twitch, that ability to just off one foot, mid-dribble, get up and bang, Straight up bang. You were talking about satisfying that like button. He's banging that like button. That is Cody Williams. And on the defensive end, I do like what he brings to the table. Let's talk about his stats. 11.9 points per game, 3 rebounds a game, 1.6 assists per game for Cody Williams. He can shoot and finish at the rim well. 70% field goal at the rim. So it's a little bit better than RISACHER. And that's what I said. With RISACHER, you're talking about potential. With these guys 5 and below, you're talking about guys who have proven themselves in the college game, and probably their games will translate to the NBA a little bit better. But people believe that players like Cody Williams, Stephen Castle, that they have a capped ceiling, which I don't quite agree with. The more I look at Cody Williams, the more I understand how his name started to pop up. He's really good as well with the floater game. As soon as he gets into that mid-range, he's a guy that has a nice touch.
It's a good skill to have.
And you can tell because it translates to out behind the arc, where I hope in the NBA, if his volume increases, I'm hoping that Cody Williams' efficiency increases as well. He did shoot 52.2% from the field on 8.1 field goals per game.
Nice.
And 41.5% from beyond the arc, which is really good.
Yeah.
But it's the volume, only 1.7 threes per game.
Okay.
So, but it's something. He was a threat. He's the type of player who, when he catches it beyond the arc, if he gives you a little pump and a little hezzy, for some reason the players respect that three enough, despite the volume not being there, that it allows him to get into his bread and butter, into that mid-range, where he can really use his floater game, where he can really use his footwork, where he can use his ability to kind of get around defenders and get to the rim as well. So I like a lot of what Cody Williams brings to the table. I hope that with the development, with the strength, and with the shooting, they're able to, as his volume increases, as his workload increases, keep his efficiency up. And like I'm going to say about a lot of these guys in this top 10, you got to get your weight up. You got to get your strength up at the next level, playing against NBA competition rather than college or overseas competition. So I really like Cody Williams. But JB, what about you, man? Talk to me about Cody Williams.
It's definitely a name to look out for and to keep a watch on. He's a younger brother of Jalen or Jaden. I think it's Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams
Thunder.
from OKC.
For the Thunder. Jalen Williams.
Yeah, he's his younger brother of him. One thing you are going to have to watch out is the injuries, because that's what kind of hampered him in college. He had a wrist injury, then an ankle injury. So as long as he can stay healthy during a regular NBA season, then you're golden. But he's definitely someone you should keep an eye on. I've seen him go anywhere as top 3 as his ceiling. His floor probably late first round. But he's still an excellent defender and plays on both sides of the ball that you definitely want and need on your team as well too. Slasher, attacker. He plays aggressive. A nice finish at the rim, as you said, as well too. But he's not also just that first step mindset as well too. He's not just going to go and attack the rim. He's going to attack it, but also see and focus on his teammates as well too, that he can dish that ball out to. So he's not just going to just sit here and just throw up anything. But I definitely think it's someone you need to keep an eye on, but I don't know if 5 is going to be an option for him. That's just saying. Hopefully the Pistons can trade back and maybe pick up another draft pick or another piece from another team and then pick him up as well too, but he's definitely a bigger option that I would like. He is going to have to get in the gym, though, because he is very lanky and skinny. So you're definitely going to have to bulk up once you get in this league. But they're also comparing him as well, too, to Jeremy Grant. So if you can have another one like that, would you be willing to take it?
He has to get the weight up, man. He has to get the defensive chops to that same standpoint. And Jeremy Grant proved he could be a volume 3-point shooter when he got to the Blazers, as well as keep that defensive efficiency up. And he kept his offensive efficiency all improved as his usage rate went down. If he gets the weight up, I do like kind of the shades of it, but he's not quite a Jeremy Grant. He's more of a perimeter kind of oriented player, whereas Jeremy Grant was starting perimeter, but his whole game is downhill, getting downhill into the paint, maybe posting up, doing some turnaround shots as well, some turnaround fades and things. Whereas Cody Williams, he likes more to put pressure on him from a floater standpoint rather than putting his back to the basket and getting more physical.
Yeah.
So
Cody Williams. I love players that have NBA DNA in their DNA.
I think it's Ron Holland. We did talk a little Stephen Castle earlier in our breakdowns, but it's Ron Holland who we didn't talk about.
Got you.
Who is one of the more intriguing players. I told you guys there's a couple of intriguing players to me. Donovan Clingan is definitely one of those guys.
Yeah.
But Ron Holland of the G League at night, small forward, 6'8", 208 pounds. This is a guy who he got the volume. I want to see him shoot better, so I'll just start there. 23.9% from behind the arc. It's not going to necessarily cut it. But you want to talk about a volume guy. 18.5 points per game, 6.7 rebounds a game, 2.8 assists, 2.1 steals, 2.1 blocks. That's 3.2 stocks per game from your small forward position. That's really good. And overall, 47, almost 45% from the field on 15.5 field goal attempts per game. That boy was gunning, dog.
Yeah.
He was
just
gunning.
taking shots.
So it's like I like the confidence, man. I like the fact that he's stepping out there on the court, and it seems like the only aspect of his game that really got to get right is what he's doing from behind the arc. So
that's the biggest issue.
That's the biggest issue. But in terms of other things, I do feel like this is a guy who'll be able to step on the court and help the Detroit Pistons out right away as well. So Ron Holland, we talked about effectively three and D wings today. That's Zachary RISACHER, that's Ron Holland, that is Cody Williams. I think Cody Williams, though, might be my favorite of the three that we discussed. Yeah.
Is he the most NBA ready of that group? He's a man. I mean,
Ron Holland
played in college.
Might be. You know, he played in the G League Ignite. He has some strength, man. Like he might be, but I feel like Cody Williams has more upside.
Yeah, he can shoot.
When you put Stephon Castle in that group, like if you add Stephon Castle into that group of three, so you got Castle, Holland, RISACHER, and Cody Williams. Who's number one of that group? Does Stephon Castle move up?
I think Castle is the dog of that group.
Yeah.
Absolute dog of the group. He's on 6'6", 215 pounds.
I love the
absolute
player.
dog of the group. I love the player.
But
It's just the shooting.
Yeah,
is the
he can't
only
shoot
thing.
either.
I love the player. I hate the fit with the Pistons.
Yeah.
Like, I love the player.
That's the theme of this draft, though.
Yeah.
There's just like, man, because they need so much more. When we talk about like the Tigers and their lack of bats, and I say, hey, get them 1 or 2 bats. And you guys, all y'all baseball is like, Kool-Aid, they need more than 2 bats.
Yeah.
It's like the Pistons need so much more than what this draft can provide that you're hoping at the very least, if they do pick, 1 or 2 or 3 players in this draft, that they're depth pieces, that they're pieces that you're like, yo, these young players now, they're not coming off our bench. They're no longer the players in the top 5 that we're in a position to where we have to depend on them. You got to go out there in free agency and make something happen. Even if you strike out and can't get 2 stars, get at least 1 star level player and a couple more vets you can add to this rotation so that Cade's running with NBA players and not, like you guys have alluded to, these development players.
And am I wrong for at this point thinking that if we do draft one of these young guys, they have to shoot more than 34% from 3-point range? Like, we can't be working on 23%, man. That's not going to cut it. The defense can be great, but then we got another Asar Thompson. So it's just like, I don't think this team can afford to bring in another young non-shooting player. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Like I said, the only way that I can see them doing something like that is if they're trying to align the windows. And that's something that Rob Beard, he kind of put me on. He said, look at how they do their contracts and how they do their windows. It kind of gives you a peer, and that's why we call it windows. It kind of gives you a peer into the moves that they might make for not just now, but for the future as well. So I could see them like, it's kind of like the proverbial draft and stash, how they used to draft a player and then put them overseas.
Yeah, I got you.
I can see them going and taking a player and saying, you know what, we're not depending on him right now. We're gonna make sure we go and kind of fill some of these other positions of need as well. But we do believe in 2 or 3 years he might be the guy.
True.
But at least you're not taking somebody right now and saying, like if they took Cade and said, you know what, we're just gonna shelve him for 2 or 3 years and just let him develop.
No,
you're not in that position at that point in time. Right now, you're in that position where you could do that with one of these draft picks.
And I just think about what Trajan said during the press conference. He mentioned spacing. He mentioned getting more shooters on this team. So if you want immediate impact, I just feel like you can't take a young kid that can't shoot.
That's why Dalton Connect and Reed Shepherd, despite them not fitting the 3 and D aspect, they're more shooting guards. With Connect 6'6", Reed Shepherd 6'3". Those guys can just shoot, and it doesn't matter who's defending them. It doesn't matter where they are on the court. It doesn't matter if they're running off a screen.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are doing, like, Rip Hamilton-style plays from, like, 2 and 3 steps behind the arc, bro. Not in the mid-range, behind the arc. And when they catch it and they release, it's just pure.
Yeah.
Period. And the defense, this is what I like about them, more than really a lot of the other prospects. The defense is, like, scared of wherever they are on the court at all times. You see them doing boxing ones. You see them hedging second and third defenders towards people like Connect and Reed Shepherd, because you can't trust these guys with any amount of space. You can't trust them when you're playing great defense to miss the shot.
Yeah.
So it's like those, to me, if I'm taking any player who I think can come in right away and help this team with some discernible skill right now, for as much as we took Asar last year, like you said, for the defense, where we thought he he can be a number one at locking up the wings. You got to go out here and get one of these guys that has an elite trait. And I think Dalton Connect, Reed Shepard, those guys present elite shooting capability for you. And I do believe that in terms of 23 years old, Connect might be that guy to just kind of slot in right away. And I'm going to keep saying it, man. Be a more defensive-minded, a little bit better defensively. But that's like White Sadiq Bey with a better shot. That's my guy.
White Sadiq
correct,
Bey.
man. Correct that mistake.
White Sadiq.
Get that Sadiq Bey DNA right back into the Detroit Pistons organization.
Yeah, man.
Like I said, a little bit
They
better
never should've
defense, a
traded
little
him,
bit
man.
better shooting.
Why
More mature player.
I'm a Sadiq slappy. They never should have traded him, man.
Oh,
They could have developed him into something good, man. They really could have, but
yeah, and I don't know how much you hear the player comparisons of a white player to a black guy, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. He's a hooper, man. Hooper to hooper is all I see.
Exactly. Yeah, we got people wanting to tank for Cooper Flag.
Oh my gosh.
Tank.
And they
But
might
it's-
not have to tank to actually be in a race for Cooper Flag this year.
We should shoot for the 5th worst record
please
in the
don't
league.
tank. It'll work when we
So
tank.
that they can jump
Yeah,
up.
It
But I
does
think
not.
This is why the most important decision this offseason probably will come down to who the head coach is. To me, this team's got to improve on defense, but I don't think you draft for defense.
No.
You got to draft offense and develop
Yeah.
defense. You got to get a coach who can coach defense. If you play defense in this league, like the worst offense in the league, who was it? It's 105 points a game.
Yeah.
Like if you could hold a team under 100, which obviously no one really did, like you're winning the NBA championship.
Yeah.
Like figure out how to play some defense.
In today's NBA, defense is good to have, but in terms of you want your team to be able to outscore the other team. If you got to choose one, you would more likely want to have a team that can outscore the other team.
And you gotta honestly in this NBA, you gotta have a mix. I think that's what we saw when you saw the Celtics and the Mavericks kind of match up. And I get it, that's at the finals level.
But
you know, 'cause
that's
the
the
Mavericks
goal.
had to get there, but the Mavericks got there because defense was humming.
Yeah,
it definitely was. We saw their offense. We saw Luke and Kyrie put up some games in the finals.
True.
But it was the defense ultimately of the Celtics.
Kyrie
that
became
kind of wore
a
them down.
much better defender throughout this. Like I didn't used to think he was even a good defender.
Yeah.
He became I'll call it a good, not a great.
Yeah.
But he became a good defender. He has all the tools. It's an effort thing. Lucas sucks at defense.
That wasn't their calling card. In
Right.
the playoffs, they played better defense than they had played all year, but that wasn't really their calling card, though.
You want to build like the Celtics.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
What up, though, JB?
No, I just wanted to show you this potential lineup that I've seen online. Shout out to Jack Kelly.
I hear that smirk in your voice.
He does amazing work online. Check out his YouTube channel. Pistons fan all the way in Australia.
He works for the NBL.
Oh yeah,
in Australia.
that as well too.
Right,
but I
chef.
wanted to show you this lineup that he put out here. What do you guys think about this? So you got Cade, you got Ivy, you got Simone Fontecchio, Tobias Harris is back, and Nick Claxton.
I'm good.
I'm actually okay with that lineup if that's how the summer ended. It's not 2 stars,
but
I'm actually okay with that lineup.
Ain't the biggest deal that Jaden Ivey and Kay Cunningham can't really play on the floor together? I think
don't
that's
believe
our
that.
biggest issue.
Just like Trajan Langdon, I don't believe that. I never believed that. At their peak, Cade Cunningham had some of his best moments off ball with Jaden Ivey on the court.
Okay.
When they had some stretches of games this year where they did pretty
Broder.
well, it was with Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham on the court at the same time.
Yeah.
I like what I saw with the Flashes. I want to see them. We talk about what a coach can do for a rookie.
Yeah. Right.
What about what a coach can do for 2nd and 3rd year NBA players who have extreme talent?
Yeah.
I'm okay with them in the backcourt together. That's just me personally.
I feel.
If the Pistons want to move in a direction, different direction, I'm not mad at that.
Is this an improved unit? Do you think this unit gets you more wins? I mean,
100%.
Tobias Harris and Nick Claxton
It's NBA players.
are good additions.
They would 100% be the best starting 5 we've seen this Pistons team have since Dwayne Casey.
Looks like a 30-win team.
Yeah.
Like a ceiling
that.
of a 30-win team,
Yeah.
which, after 14 wins would be nice, but it's not the core of a 50-55 win team.
Yeah.
Like I see 2 shooters. I
Yeah.
see 2.
Well, let me show you their
I see
bench
3
as well
shooters. I
too.
see Tobias.
He's the mid
Hold
range.
on, go back.
I'm talking 3-point shooting. Mid range. We're
I see
talking floor spacing.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris doesn't help spacing. He's a vet.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Tobias hits the 3 at a pretty good clip. Simone
That's true,
Fontecchio
but he's getting
and
long
Cade
in the
Cunningham.
tooth, though. That's my only thing with Tobias. It's like he's a retread. He's kind of getting long in the tooth. So I
Yeah.
just don't know about his consistency going forward. But I mean, I don't know. And do you want Simone at the 3? I would maybe prefer him to be a pseudo 4. but
I think he plays better at the 3, though in pinches.
Defensively, he's not like the best if you got him at your wing spot.
No, he's pretty good defensively. When we did the breakdown of his trade, that was one of the things that actually stood out to me is that he can handle his own on the wing because he has really good footwork, good lateral speed. He's really good in the back pedal as well. So from the wing, I thought that was like his better position defensively.
Okay.
Though offensively, I thought he performed better when he was matched up with Forrest because he was able to utilize like mismatch of speed, his ability to cut. He reacts very, very quickly to plays as well. And so it's like, I'm not saying that I want this lineup, but if I'm asked, do I think this would be a better lineup than anything we've seen? Yeah, I mean, these are NBA players.
Yeah,
so this other one is the bench, the potential bench the Pistons could have. So you got Marcus Sasser, Quentin Grimes, Sarr Thompson, Matisse Buzelis, and Isaiah Stewart. I mean, if you're seeing both of these, you see Duren is nowhere on here.
Yeah. So Duren got traded. And then my only problem with this is that they're undersized with this bench lineup. You're running small, like the whole team's running small pretty much.
Yeah.
Except for Nick Claxton, that's your only real true big. So
I don't like it.
If that was the summer, it would be kind of to me personally, a letdown, but it would be a better team. It would be a better foundation. It would be a better start than what the Troy Weaver era was. But that's also understanding that Trajan Langdon is starting at a place where Troy Weaver already had some good work in place. Free agency, cap space, money, young assets that you could trade, which in this scenario, they've taken advantage of all that. They traded a Jalen Duren. They took a top 5 draft pick. They used their cap space. So it's like with you guys overall, I'm like, I wouldn't do it. In terms of is it better if we have to break down what this is, it's a better team. But it's not a team that moves the needle for me.
Let's get back to what's trending with JB. JB Smooth, you got to tell us about Soroki's crispy chicken and pizza.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I got you. Oh, I got to change the graphic, actually. Switch
do
it
you
back
want
to
to
myself.
pivot to something else? Dispo?
Oh, no. I got it.
All right.
I got you. I got you, and I got you on Soroki's crispy chicken and pizza. They are taking over Michigan's because locations are popping up all over Metro Detroit. They're doubling the number of restaurants this year alone. But they are known for their quality hand-battered and hand-breaded chicken tenders, chicken sandwiches, the New York style pizza, and you can't forget about this Nashville hot pizza right here. I know it's early in the morning, but I'm still hungry for some Soroki's right now. So stop by and try one of their mega stations near you, or you can always order online at Sorokis.com.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, home of the Planet Fitness Studios. Let me tell you a little personal story about myself with Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness helped me change my life, and it can do the same for you. The best gym in the gym game. The clean facilities, tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights as well. And look, through all the price increases, inflation, all that, hasn't happened at Planet Fitness. Still $1 down, $10 per month, $24.99 a month for the Black Card as well. It's Planet Fitness, everybody, where your fitness is essential.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around. Who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody!
Visit Dispo Dispensary today for deals that are too good to miss. Meet a team that creates an unbelievable atmosphere and shopping experience. You have the ability to try the freshest inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. So come through their stores or order on Dispo Dash today. That's Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
What up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. I just saw Brad Hendricks' comment in the chat. He said this lineup, and I assume it's the that Pistons lineup that had Tobias Harris and Nick Claxton. He said equals Groupon ticket specials.
Oh,
oh
Here
my
it's
God, bro.
78% off.
Oh man,
bro.
It's gonna be interesting to see because the thing is this: the Pistons are so far away that might be the next step forward for the Detroit Pistons right now, and that's just to bring some talent in here that you can get. Nick Claxton is somebody that if you're signing him, you're expecting him to be here for a long time. That's what you're expecting. So it's Nick Claxton.
That's your whole summer, man.
Sheesh, Pistons gotta get something
That's
cooking.
tough.
But I know somebody else who gets cooking, and that is JBSMOOOOV.
Now it's time for the most electrifying segment on the internet. Sports Trending with JB. Live on Wake Up Woodward.
Ladies and gentlemen, JBSMOOOOOV.
Let's rock.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What up, though?
What up, though, man?
Oh man, a bunch of videos I got over here for you guys, but let me
Talk to
start
me.
off with this one. Broder, this one's for you.
Sorry.
Just know that if he blocks the plate, you know what to do.
Oh boy.
Yeet.
Woo!
Fun fact, I actually did that shit once. And I was safe. Yeah, I'm dead ass.
Oh my God.
How does it feel to body just belly flop dirt?
the squirrel dive.
Yeah.
It was like a perfect bounce. You know, like
Bro.
a cat just bounces off
Yeah,
the floor.
man.
The
like
way-
no knees bent, just bounce. Epic.
The way the catcher turns around, bro.
Yes.
He's like, what magic is this?
Yes, looks like Zach
That's wild.
McKinstry
For all the-
home on a triple play.
For all the baseball players out there, if you don't want to do this and you need to get around a catcher, you also can run behind home plate and juke the shit out of them. I've done that too.
Wow.
Because the line extends with the batter's boxes, and so you have way more room back there than on the normal baseline. So you can go back there and you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Your coaches, maybe don't teach your kids that, but you know if it happens naturally.
Hey, that kid got a future. Right, what you talking about?
Just teach them the rule and then let them cook.
That's resourcefulness right there.
Yeah.
Oh my
Good for
God.
him. Hobbs drafting Pistons.
You gotta respect that. You gotta respect that as well, and you gotta respect our man Jared Goff. So shout out to him once again for getting married. Jared Goff. Jared Goff. So it is wedding season, and what better way to get married than with your starting lineup?
Bro, this is how I want my wedding to be, I swear.
is awesome.
He took my idea, man.
Is this your idea, KG?
Yeah, I want this. I want Mason to announce all my people though.
Luigi.
Nice.
I wonder if there are any Lions.
I love the
They are
rip-away
ripping
pants.
off the pants.
The
Like,
rip-away
come on.
pants is key.
His some Cal teammates maybe. Herrera. Francisco. So long hair. Colby Shoresdale.
The best man is
Woman.
Stephanie.
Wow.
What do they call those these days?
The best woman.
Best woman?
Woman of
Woman of honor? I don't really know.
5'7". Is that Khalif? Raymond?
No Lions so far.
No lying so far. But what do you guys think about that?
That's dope, man.
It was all right.
I like it.
Hey,
I like it.
clever
It's
idea.
just- yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Would you do it?
maybe.
Would you do something baseball thing?
I don't know. I don't know. Starting like I don't.
Baseball intros ain't as sweet.
No, need like walk up.
Well, they're
like,
walk-ups,
Each
yeah.
groomsman or
Walk-up
maid of
music,
honor,
yeah.
you know, they bridesmaid. They get their own walk up song. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
It was cool. I'm not hating. It was just I don't know.
I would definitely do this. I always wanted Mason to do the announcing though, so I would have my people come out to
That'd be
Mason
sick.
announce.
Yeah.
With the final countdown playing. Come on now.
That'd
Stop
be
it.
sick.
Stop it.
That'd be-
Wedding on fire.
Broder
That
said
would
that
be
that's
sick.
the Tobias Harris of wedding shenanigans.
Yeah,
Oh
pretty
my
good.
God.
You know, good.
It's okay.
Good mid range.
It's not really stretching the floor though.
Yeah, it doesn't make the team that much better. You know.
Well, you
It's
know
like,
what makes your
it
team?
happened.
You know what makes your team and your wedding even much better besides the starting lineup? You got to have that after wedding food. And what better place do you go to than McDonald's or Taco Bell?
Come on.
They had a pop-up stand at their wedding.
This is at Goff's?
No, not Jared Goff. These two people. I'm not too sure who they are,
man,
but
the
they
class
had
went down
Taco
really
Bell
quick.
and McDonald's at their wedding reception. So you could get either one after the party, after some drinks. What are you thinking?
America.
Which one are you getting?
I'm getting heartburn.
Yesterday, I had a nasty pizza puff from Little Caesars Taco Bell combo. It was so good, but it did not hit right later.
Yeah.
I was about to say nasty. I heard everybody say it was good, but
No, it was so
I'm glad
good.
you explained it.
It was so good.
It's good for the moment.
Yeah,
It's
it was
not
good for
good
the
for
moment.
later.
And if you haven't tried those pizza puffs from the Pizza Prince, they're actually pretty solid.
Late night eats like this are good and all, but I don't want to be in a fast food restaurant anywhere within a week of my wedding.
Can you imagine bringing like the gift? You brought like $100 or something for this couple,
Yeah.
and then the dinner is not like
Yeah, I'm gonna be upset.
chicken scacciatore or anything.
Right.
Fettuccine Alfredo. Give me some nice.
What was that first dish you just said?
Whatever Rob was talking. Rod Beard was talking about.
What was that first dish?
Chicken scacciatory.
Chicken scacciatory?
Scacciatory?
Yeah, clip that.
Statutory?
Chicken scacciatory.
Whatever it is.
It's
Statutory
hilarious.
rate?
Oh my god!
Chicken statutory. That's what I thought.
My
you said.
face was on screen. I was not the one talking there. That
That
did
was
not
you.
come out of my voice.
That was you, brother. Clearly, that was you.
0.
Oh man.
0.
But then you go there with your gift, and it's like, here is your Big Mac.
He's trying to change his subject from scacciatory from Saskatchewan.
All right, finally, I will end what's trending
We're gonna
on
revisit
this. All I can say is please don't pass out around your friends. Just please don't.
Oh!
Please
That's
don't pass out
wild.
around your friends.
Is that at the
Please don't.
Euros?
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
These look like Germans.
Oh yeah, you can see the kids.
I love the cheering that they're doing while they set this cup on.
Are they going to do more?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm hyped too. Oh, what else they gonna do?
Are they gonna throw something at it? Oh darn it!
How do you not like feel that when you sleep?
Hey man,
They
he slumped
chanting
over.
everything, man.
It's not the Euros. It's England. Chad is saying.
Hey, look at how many beers he got next to him. You see why he slumped. This is funny to me. I like it.
Looks like Jesus in the Forest Saturday night, says Brad Hendricks.
Damn.
A lot of sausage.
Have you
What's
guys
that?
ever been that blacked
I don't
out
know.
before?
No,
I've never.
never. I actively try not to black out like this.
KG and Broder didn't answer.
Oh,
What?
definitely.
Have y'all ever been this blacked out before?
Well, kind of, sort of.
Broder, after he struck out George Springer, was like this.
I blacked out during that.
Yeah.
But I 21st birthday, Halloween weekend.
Oh boy, yeah, that was probably a gnarly one.
Ace Ventura Pet Detective.
Yeah.
I showed him the wrong ID, the Pet Detective ID. You know Ace Ventura's got the little...
Yeah, I got you.
I made one as a joke, but we pre-gamed before we went to Rick's, the Great American Cafe.
Yeah.
And I pulled out the wrong ID.
Yeah, just don't get drunk around your friends like this and black out. But that's it for what's trending. Let's get into some mailbag.
Mailbag,
Right,
mailbag.
good job as always. JBSMOOOOOV, 4 O's, 1 V. Let's go. 4.
Let me tell you about Feldman Chevrolet because they do sponsor our mailbag segment. Since 1996, they've been offering a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience, the Feldman Advantage. They got 18 locations, so there has to be a dealership in your backyard or very close by. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. Also, check us out there once a month, Wednesday in July. We'll tell you when, a week or two in advance. Check us out, Feldman Chevrolet of Novi. They are Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
That's right. And now it's time for our mailbag segment, the Wake Up Woodward mailbag segment, presented by the Feldman Automotive Group.
Yes. Edge, Mr. Nate Edgington, mailbag. Will the Detroit Red Wings make a move for a goaltender? The Senators just got Omar for a good deal. Should have been us, he says. That's the voice he said
Well,
too.
see, here's the thing with that. Because I was told by D-Mac and Neil, who I trust very much, that we are not interested in a goalie. But in the last couple of days, there's been a shit ton of rumors surrounding the Red Wings and looking for a short-term goalie to fill this next 2 years while Augustine and Kosa are in the minors or at Michigan State figuring out how to be ready to play in the NHL. I just think that I would love to see it 100%, but I'm unwilling to give up a haul. And that's what I'm worried about because the other goalies on the block, Aiden Hill will be probably around the same deal, but Saros will be probably more. And that's going to be tough because we also don't want to get rid of a lot of our pieces in the minors because I'm hoping that a few of them make the jump to the NHL next year, and we're going to need them, and they're going to be critical to our roster. So I'd say it really depends on the deal. If you're looking at that Allmark deal and we get something similar to that, I'd 100% do it. I'd 100% do it. I'd let him bring the Tide up for the couple years until the other goalies are ready.
Steve in the chat. Wasn't a mailbag question. We're not going to talk about it, but he brought up in the chat earlier today, the Detroit Mechanics Ultimate Frisbee team. They broke their 81-game losing streak.
Hey, shout out.
Oh. I thought last year the Pistons were the worst team in Detroit. Turns out it's the Detroit Mechanics. Shout out to them for breaking their streak. Charles McLean, mailbag. With backup QB, a huge question mark for the Lions. Will the Lions trade Hooker inside a veteran who has played for Johnson and Campbell, ... like Ryan Tannehill? No. They might sign a Ryan Tannehill type, a backup quarterback. They're not trading Hendon Hooker for a backup quarterback, at least not yet. If they're going to trade Hendon Hooker, it would probably be after this season and for a draft pick.
Yeah. Would they even sign Ryan Tannehill? Because
maybe
when you look at Teddy Bridgewater, he was like, what, $10 million to sit on the bench? I don't know how much would Ryan Tannehill command. Like,
I don't know. On field, Ryan Tannehill seems like a good backup. I don't really want him on the Lions. He's not interested in helping other people.
Yeah, he's not. Shout out Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Shout out, what's his name? Mayo Coffee.
Yeah. So he's not my favorite, but they proved last year, and they had faith in Jared Goff before last season. They proved that they value a backup quarterback, an emergency quarterback, a Swiss insurance type of quarterback.
Why do people want Kyle Trask in chat? What the hell is that?
I think he's a young
Hooker and a 5th pick for Kyle Trask. Why? What does that do for you? Literally, what does that do for you? That sounds like a meaningless move that does absolutely nothing.
What was it again?
Trask and a 5th for Kyle Trask.
Yeah, Kyle Trask.
Or Hooker and a 5th for Trask.
Oh, 0% chance.
That's dumb as hell.
Ideally, you get a second or third rounder for Hooker if you ever consider trading him. Not even this year. Like, they're not going to consider that this year. We're talking next, like after year 2 of his contract. You got maybe even after year 3, but they're not even. That's not even a thought, unless it's something crazy you can't.
Yeah, I would prefer Taylor Heineke, but that's just me.
Yep.
Me too.
I would love a player like that.
I feel like he'd be a great backup.
He can platoon for you. That's a player who can platoon for you for 4 games and give you some quality starts.
Yeah.
And he's never had the weapons that we have, too. And that would really be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up question. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, not that he could ever overtake a Jared Goff, but I do wonder what happens, where things go in fans' minds if Hendon Hooker has a fabulous, and you should take nothing away from it, preseason. I really do. I wonder if people are saying this type of stuff right now. For me, I think the best bet is for him to the Lions to have a good preseason.
Yeah.
If you want to be able to trade him for the highest value possible. But I just wonder what happens when you get to preseason and he does a few things that people like to see.
I mean, at this point, if you are still, against golf and want to see Hendon Hooker, I can't help you, man. Like, unless golf falls off a cliff, then, I don't want to hear Hendon Hooker chance. I don't care how good he does in preseason. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't care how many ducks are thrown.
Yeah, man.
I have a follow-up question on the Wings question. Any deal has to involve moving our goalies to a hard task. I agree to an extent. I do think moving Husso, he does have a little bit of value. He's on an expiring contract that is not that much money, and he's also a solid goalie. He's no Saros or Aiden Hill, but he does have value to a team that is looking to platoon their goalie and look somewhere else in that terms of that. So I think that Husso would be the one on the move, and I don't think it's going to be extremely difficult to move him.
Yes. Mason Leach, mailbag. What are everyone's thoughts on Michigan's big recruiting weekend?
Hype.
How the players literally just keep coming daily. Sharon is cooking.
37th to 15th.
15th.
Yep. We're rising.
But they're 3 stars. They're 3 stars from out of state. They still got to draft. They still got to develop them. Oh, glad they got Wink Martindale as their D coordinator. And Sharon Moore. Like, I think people counted out Sharon Moore from being an elite recruiter.
Yeah.
For some reason that I can't figure out, they thought that recruiting was going to take a step back because Harbaugh was gone.
Right. After a championship year?
Yeah, I
Like,
almost,
come on.
honestly, I thought it might take a year for Sharon Moore to get his bearings, but I think recruiting will improve.
Yeah.
Like,
Jim Harbaugh probably set him up for success, y'all. Like, I don't think he was just dead in the water when Jim Harbaugh left.
Well, we've seen this stuff not transfer before, and I'll be honest with you. One of my biggest questions with Sharon Moore, well, two of them was one, what types of connections does he have with the next level in terms of being able to kind of fill out his staff the way Harbaugh did, which gave Michigan an advantage, especially in recruiting trails. And my other question was, who was he going to be as a recruiter? Was he going to have the same impact? Because I don't think it's like Jim Harbaugh is Jim Harbaugh.
No, I
he's
get
going to
it.
have an impact.
I do get it.
But I was wondering, and like to see what he's doing right now, especially these people who kind of scoff at the third, 3 stars and all that type of stuff. Do you guys understand who Sharon Moore was before Michigan? You know what I mean? Do you understand like what he was in the fabric of football in terms of developing players?
There you go.
Who sometimes
Elite.
hit NCAA as a 3-star and then instantly prove that they were much better than what people were ranking. If Sharon Moore has an eye for this type of stuff, if he's picking players, I trust what he can do developing these players even more so than what his actual initial assessment might be.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm confident in him to see that he can put the recruiting together alongside with what I know he'll do development-wise. I'm actually really excited.
Yeah. Got a connections to the Chargers head coach, the Seahawks head coach, the Ravens organization. Right. He's got connections all over the NFL.
Yeah, Harbaugh set him up.
Harbaugh did, but he's picking up. He's doing his thing, exactly. He's putting his own spin. Rando Smalls, mailbag with the number 5 pick. What could we get? What type of future picks could we get? I guess I'm gonna rephrase this. What could you get for the 5th pick? Whether alone or I'll call it alone. Or pack. Just what's the situation that we can move it?
It depends on who falls to 5th. If one of these, if you got some overzealous teams who are trying to get into the top 5 because they believe the Pistons are trying to take one of the more ready-made players that could connect or a Shepherd or something like that, and one of these kind of high potential guys fall to the Pistons, then I could see them that 5th pick becoming something very, very valuable.
Got you.
Very valuable, especially with a Klingon on the board.
Yeah. Follow-up. Urban Nash, mailbag. What's a bigger get? A top 2 NBA draft pick or a top 10 NFL draft pick?
Top 10 NFL. I don't even think it's close. But, I mean, it depends on the year, too.
Yeah.
But
you can always find someone, though, in the top 10. Even if you're picking at 10, there will always be someone who is a star at 10.
Like the quarterback on Minnesota.
Or how about the quarterback in Kansas City?
Him. He's
a little better.
Yeah.
Just a slightly.
Yeah. That's a good question. I
unless
would like
you taking Eric Ebron at 9. I mean,
pass.
Unless you doing that, I think you can find some talent in the top 10.
That's as SOL as it gets. So
yeah, man.
I think it would be cool to see exactly who the Pistons could have had if they were picking in the top 1 or 2 every year underneath Weaver's reign. To see exactly what players were there, because
there have been some really good ones at 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Or at 2.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think Anthony Edwards was how many years ago? Is that 4,
Did he go 2?
5 years ago?
Who won that year?
Brad Hendricks, Eric Ebron dropped him his prime.
That's wild. Like this year, I think why we all hesitate, or at least why I hesitated. This year, it's clearly like any of the top 10 NFL draft picks.
Right.
We got starters versus some projects.
But
so
the NBA has more busted draft classes than the NFL does, in my opinion.
They do. Those top 1 or 2 and the Pistons, they can't really write home about this. Remember the last time they picked 2nd. But that top 1 or 2 is usually going to be a really good player.
Yeah.
A really good player.
if you want to extend it too, there were probably 50 to 60 NFL prospects who were in the maybe a little less that could have been in the mix for first round consideration.
Yeah.
Feels like the NBA this year it's shorter, but like once you get out of the lottery these days, it's pretty hit or miss. You need to be have a really good eye for talent.
Oh, Ant-Man went 1 in that draft too, by the way.
Who went 2 in that draft?
James Wiseman to the Warriors.
Oh, man.
That was their Darko pick.
Yeah.
That was their, we don't need
Yeah.
a right now player.
And
this guy's got wild
He
potential.
was never suited to their system. I don't understand the pick in retrospect because he wasn't the type of player that fit what they was doing. The small ball,
the Kevon Looney,
up and down the floor. Like, Kevon Looney wasn't even a fit. He fits more to what they do, but he isn't even a perfect fit for what they do.
Wiseman was going to be one of them guys who hit the league and was dribbling up the court as a big man.
Yeah.
Like, look what you see out of Wemby. That's what they thought. And that would have fit, but Wiseman just wasn't that. I didn't believe he was going to be that when he hit the league. I don't know.
He just always was a traditional big man to me, and that's not what their offense is suited for.
Hey, you know what?
Ooh,
that's a word.
Steve DeYoung, post that again tomorrow so we can all brainstorm together. He wants to know what are some good middle names. He's got a baby boy.
You can't go wrong with Michael. That's all I'm saying.
Boy, his boy's middle name is 4
saying.
months away. 4 months away. What a show. Tomorrow, Flannel's back.
Can I hit one more real quick?
Go ahead, Justin.
Broder, like you
Mailbag. Who are some of the most unlucky players you can remember in your lifetime? Corey Perry has lost 4 of the last 5 Stanley Cups on 4 different teams.
Damn.
Bring him home.
The most unlucky.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to the Stanley Cup Finals. Bring him
In
home.
basketball, Brandon Knight. He is one of the most unluckiest players I've ever witnessed.
Allen Iverson.
Grant Hill. It hurts my heart, but Grant Hill. You talking
Try to
about
think of a
that,
hockey
that
one.
ankle thing.
Yeah.
Brandon Roy.
Oh,
Brandon Roy's a good one.
Yeah.
If he never got hurt.
I love Brandon Roy.
Man.
Greg Oden.
I love Brandon.
Derrick Rose.
But I love Brandon Roy.
Derrick Rose.
Greg Oden, an elite selfie taker.
I think Corey Perry is still like the worst one. He
That has
left
to
a
be.
team that won the cup the year after he played against him in the Stanley Cup final. If I'm not mistaken, I believe one of those years he left the team who won the cup the next year and was in the finals as well on his new team and
He's
lost.
Unlucky. Antonio McDyess.
Oh,
that's
The
another one.
05 Pistons. 05. That was tough.
What was the
Carmelo?
guy?
You're drafting the same year as LeBron.
Is
that really bad?
Yeah, just like, all right, you got to go up against LeBron for your entire career. Never got a ship.
Which is not a bad thing. The bad thing is that he was supposed to go to a team where he probably would have got a chip. Like I remember all of the reports leading up to it, including the interview from LeBron and Carmelo, when they were like, yeah, he's going number 2. Like, he's going to the Pistons. He talks about it to this day.
Yeah, man.
So we know it still hurts him.
That shit hurt my feelings.
It hurt us.
It
hurts us. We didn't have
It
them.
hurt all of us.
Brad Hendricks, you have an eye for talent. And Herb Nash, yeah, that baby named Broder. That's right. Middle name, Steve Broder DeYoung. All right, take us out. We're going change up today.
Let's rock. Come on. With the glove on, let's rock. I like that. I
Let's
like
go.
it, man. Let's go. It's been a show, chat family. Thank you guys for choosing to kick off the day with the Wake Up Woodward crew. I know it's raining outside, but you guys really helped us on this show today, man. Brought a lot of life to the conversation and engagement as well. Whether we agree, whether we disagree, whether we are just rapping or singing, like that Satisfy the Like Button song. You guys haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button, but let's break this thing down. Shout out to Flannel Sam, the 5th member of the starting 5, the vet of the squad. We saw him walking about 30 or 40 minutes ago, so you know he's prepped and ready to go for Big D Energy today. And we also got that dude, Justin, in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Glad
Was
to
an
see you
awesome
not
way to
get
come
lost.
back. Was awesome way to come back. Appreciate all the love from chat, and I'm just so happy to be a part of the Woo crew.
Let's rock, man. Glad you didn't get lost in the force.
Thank you. Yes.
Let's go. Shout out to our elite, our illustrious, our wonderful, our magnificent, our stupendous, just the best.
Thank you.
The greatest booth.
Thank you.
We got in the sound booth, Detroit's #1 draft pick, that is KG,
Hey.
aka Black Hollywood.
I'm only as good as my team, man. So shout out to my team. Great show today. Looking forward to the rest of the week, man. And this draft show, man.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
I can't wait, man. Hey, I can't wait. Tomorrow's going to be a good day for a Pistons conversation, and hope you guys stay tapped in with us because we are going to be having our NBA Detroit Pistons offseason kickoff starting with the NBA draft. And I can't wait. Shout out, though, to in the Titty Booth on a Tuesday. It is JB Smooth, Woodward Sports MVP. Let's go.
Ariel.
Rest. Hey, one more day closer to draft day. Probably the second biggest day for all Detroit sports, you know. But, hey, amazing show by you all. I appreciate being here with you every single morning. Love you, chat family. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Shout out to Matthew Broder today. I mean, you guys saw Broder's breakdown, SOUTHPAW Showdown today. Always does a great job at breaking down this baseball stuff, man. Talking sports, getting the show together. Shout out to our credentialed Tigers and Lions reporter and writer, Matthew Broder.
Well, thank you.
Yes,
Kool-Aid.
sir.
Big week for you, Kool-Aid Pistons.
Looking forward to it.
I'm excited for tomorrow.
Hey, listen, man. This show, like I told everybody a couple different times, this is the first time we're running with it. We're all Woodward personalities. I can't wait, man. The past couple years we've done a draft show. It was with a collection of some good talent out there in the Pistons content creation world, as well as some people here. But this year we're running with the Woo crew, and anybody from the network that wants to stop by can definitely stop by and let's talk these Detroit Pistons. Woo, woo. Let's go. And it's your boy Brandon, aka Detroit Kool-Aid, your credentialed Detroit Pistons writer and reporter. And I'm hoping you guys have a better day than what this rain is looking like outside. But something tells me, the type of people I know you guys to be, you're definitely gonna brighten up somebody else's day. So have a good one. Be blessed. This has been Wake Up Woodward.